Hello, everybody. Oh my gosh, welcome to Allegedly Wednesdays, y'all. So, goodness gracious. I hope everybody had a happy holiday. Your new year is still going good thus far because baby Hollywood is not having it so good right now. I already put up, I want to say I put up a reading earlier today. I did it this morning with Cat Williams and Monique to see how they felt now that this whole Shannon Sharp thing has spiraled. Just wanted to tap in, see what their opinion was. If you are interested in that went up this morning. Yeah, we're going to get off into Beyonce's ticket sale situation. We're going to look at Barty versus Barb's and see what's going to go on with this whole Nicki and Cardi dropping in the same month. Okay? Yeah. Whoo, it's a lot going on. It is a lot going on. If you follow me on IG, you saw the warning that I posted, and I've been warning y'all of this for the last year, to really, really, really stock up your house. They're saying that the ports are empty, which means the stores will be empty soon. Do I think that will mean, the food, so to speak? Not necessarily all the food, but what that means is basic things can end up being really, really expensive soon. Hey, Optimistic Sag. Hey, Cat Eyes. Hey, Justice for Us. I know I missed a couple of y'all. I warned y'all. I warned y'all. I warned y'all. The ports on both coasts are reporting to be empty. If you can, get all of the organic non-GMO seeds that you can get. Walmart sells them for under $1 per pack. Get as many as you can and start growing your produce as much as you can. Hey, Vintage Peristyle Anna. How are you, sweetie? Hey, Cashmere. He said I will be at the grocery store at the AM. Cashmere, if you can, try meat markets. You'll get way more, you'll get way more for your money. And depending on if they have a bundle already or if you have the meats cut, you can stretch it even further. Said I just put my peppers in the bed last week and my strawberries. I literally just did my peppers last week. Soon as the weather broke, I did my peppers first. I won't be doing any strawberries because I'm allergic to those, but definitely got my peppers down last week. Good thing it rained most of the week last week, so they're already sprouting. So they're starting with these high grocery prices. Yeah, if you can go to meat markets, you can go to open produce markets, by all means do so. If you have small children, get you like the Nutra bullet for baby food if you can, and start making your own baby food. Y'all, it's not that hard to either boil down some peas, some mashed potatoes, sweet potatoes, things like that, and puree them. It's literally pennies on the dollar to do that per day. And if you can produce breast milk for whoever can, add a little of that breast milk to the baby food to help break down the enzymes in the baby's stomach and to help them get accustomed to eating food. I'm just giving y'all these tips because I promise y'all, the way things are going, somebody's going to need this. You're going to come back to what I'm telling you. Like, I'm glad she said that. So yeah, I finally caught a live. Hey, Damo, say what? Good to see you. So the public market will be open Saturday and Sunday. I will be there too. Yes, yes. If you get like SNAP assistance, especially if you can go to some of these farmers markets, public markets, get you some veggies, cut the bottoms off of the seeds. Tomatoes are really easy with that. Take the seeds, plant them. Every time you get your vegetables, plant them. You can start regrowing your vegetables like that with your SNAP assistance. Oh, love from Pakistan. Love back to you, sweetheart. So, y'all, that Shannon Sharp reading from earlier, it was more so, like I said, me tapping into how people feel about it. And yeah, it looks like he's going to keep having more and more and more stuff come out on him. People should know when they send these girls to Busby, they got a lot on you. They don't just send anybody to Busby. That should be scary. Somebody send folks to Busby on you. Miss Kit's Journey said, how long is this supposed to last? I would give it 18 to 24 months. Easy. Thank you, B. Greatly appreciate you. Brianna, whenever you're ready, I'm here, sweetheart. I'm always, well, I will say this. My appointments are picking up, y'all. Thank you so much. And to all of the mob members that have been booking readings lately, I love y'all. Y'all are all really sweet. Said, did you see Cardi on live press other artists to send their vocals back for her album? Honey, I watched about 3 seconds of that. It's like, okay, girl. Thank you, Justice for Us. Said, please don't forget to hit the like button, comment, and subscribe. Greetings to you, Kimberly Perry. Thank you. Sweetie, I'm tired today, so thank you. Said you could also follow on Station Head at Miss Angel the Oracle for personal readings. Email at angelkissestheoracle@gmail.com. $44 for a 30-minute reading, $88 for a 60-minute reading. Yes, thank you. Said, when does Tory Lanez get out? I'm not going to give a date on that, but I will say this. If you go back to my Tory readings from I want to say almost 2 years ago, practically 80% of what I said in those readings are occurring right now today. So, yeah, I would suggest if any of you have any free time, because I know everybody's busy, but if you have any free time, go over those older readings because they really are happening right now. Said Joanne and her tour. Oh, yes, baby. We're going to tap into that because for those of you who do not know, some disgruntled fans decided they wanted to open a change.com or I can't even say it, y'all. A change.org. I think that's how you say it. A change.org petition against her for having inadequate accommodations for the prices of her tickets, y'all. They said that VIP and that pit experience is not worth the money spent, allegedly. Said Beyonce started the Cowboy Carter tour today. I want to say it started last night. Did you see that Mustang Sally is opening the Popeyes? That's kind of interesting because she had 1% stock in the Popeyes and then it closed. So, I mean, I'm all for anybody with business investments. If you can invest in other things and diversify your money, I think that's a good idea. But I will say this, restaurants are very, very, very dicey. A lot of restaurants don't make it to the 3-year mark. So if she can make it to the 3-year mark, she'll do just fine. So anyone notice the narrative is changing when it comes to the horse? Um, yeah, it's been changing for a minute. So yeah, I heard it was a mess. Oh, interesting. What type of question is that? Do I have a cat by any chance? No. I almost answered and said something else. I'm gonna be polite. Said now how she's opened a Popeyes before that nursing home. Oh, justice for us. I'ma leave that alone. Said, why did they take so long to draft Schroeder Sanders? That whole situation seems dicey to me. Tina's book. We tapped into Tina's book last week. Is there anything in particular you want to tap into with Tina's book? Why, thank you. I look like a cute professor. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, let me know if there's anything in particular about the book you want to tap into, because we've definitely tapped into that book. I would say if you want an in-depth analysis about that book, go on over there, y'all, and check out Milagro Grams and listen to her read the book, because she gives background to the book and she gives more context, especially when it comes to the family tree, things that I can't answer that she definitely can. Hey, Miss Queen Star. You say your Detroit sister. That's right. Say Henny's numbers. We need to clown. Ooh, ooh. Ooh. Ooh, y'all cutting up. Said in Tina's book, she was hinting around that to Beyonce being on the spectrum or slow. I heard that. I didn't read the book, but I definitely heard that from multiple sources. I don't have any weight loss goals or secrets. I eat what I want to eat. I drink plenty of water, and I'm at my business. I don't care about being a certain weight. I'm more about how do I feel? Do I feel healthy? How do my clothes fit? I've never been a person that has a weight goal. Hey, Dee Dee, let's see. I don't like it when was opening in Miami. Like, girl, out of all the places, Miami, seriously. Oh, said Tina and that book can go to, I say, He double hockey sticks. The way she did solo is crazy, and Joanne being a bit touched. You are on fire tonight, Justice for Us. Have mercy. Oops. Hold on, so I don't forget. Let me go on over here to station head. Oh, y'all. My chair should be here next week. I had to get my order in before those tariffs kick in. So I will be putting up an alert for a live so that we can do the unboxing of my chair and y'all can watch me try to piece this chair together and not damn crack, because I love new stuff. I don't like putting it together. But it's so cute. And I want to thank every last one of y'all. Like, that really touched my heart. Y'all just don't even know. That really touched my heart. I thank you so much for the new chair. I said, what's my station here, please? It is MZ for Miss Angel the Oracle. All right, let's see. Start a new show. Hold on. Before I even start the new show, let me show you. If you could, hopefully that's coming in clear. That's my station head right there. And if you look down in the comments, Justice for Us just posted that. You said those tariffs is crazy. My Shein order is going to have to wait until Agent Orange calm down. Oops. I, y'all, listen. I had one chair in mind, y'all. It was so cute, right? I went back to go and hit the send button for my new chair. Y'all, I ain't never backpedaled and stopped the order so fast in my life. With the tariff prices, the chair was like $995.85. I said, shit, I'll be sitting on a milk crate before I order this one. It don't do nothing fancy. Ain't no light on it. It don't massage my back and kiss me on my shoulder and tell me I'm pretty. You got to do way more than just be a damn gaming chair for me to give you $1,000. I mean, it didn't do nothing extra regular. I stopped that damn order so fast. Woo! Woo! This chair had duct tape on it before I buy another one just like this for $900. Hey, station head. Welcome to Allegedly Wednesdays, where all things said are alleged. Allegedly, y'all, we're going to get into... Would you say you got kicked out of YouTube? I'm so tired of YouTube messing with my comments, y'all. That's why y'all can all the adult nature things, say it over here in the comments on Station Head. Whatever you say, if it's going to be something that you know they will flag it, either misspell it on YouTube or just say it on Station Head, please and thank you. Because y'all know they like to mess with me. Hey, Sammy. Hey, Kay Holiday. Would you say Yashika? Say, hi, Angel. Did you see Brian McKnight is suing Jaguar? No, and Brian McKnight ought to be suing his damn self for just being him. Because I promise you, it's stuff that has not been said about Brian McKnight that could be said that will make him look way worse. So I would say calm down, Tater Tot. Please back off, because if you gonna sue Jaguar Wright for what she said about you, you don't want to hear the stuff the dancers that I used to bartend for said about you. And they said that stuff about you in the late 90s, early 2000s. God forbid some of them dust off some of their old stories. I can see you, Tasha C. Hey, sweetie, how are you? Damo, I'm serious, baby. I used to be a strip club bartender. You'd be surprised the stories that the dancers come back with. They had Diddy stories back then. He used to pull up to the club with tour buses and have everybody leave the club to go party with him at the presidential suites. And they would come back upset. You said give us a story. Hey, Tess, I haven't seen you in here in a while. How are you? Wonderful. Ooh, yeah, I got stories for days. A lot of them I don't tell. But like I said, if he don't want Jaguar telling those stories, he definitely don't want them dancers telling them stories. I promise y'all that. And I ain't gonna say no allegedly. So station head, what it do, y'all? We're gonna start the show off with what the heck is going on with this whole tour with Beyonce and the people at change.org. Well, not the people at change.org. Let me say that correct. The people, the fans going to change.org to file a petition against her for selling these extremely high tickets while not giving people the value for their dollar, y'all. These people said no green eggs and ham, Sam I am, damn it, not for this ticket price. They said that VIP was not VIPing for the price that she was charging y'all. People are upset. And this was only the first night. Do I have OnlyFans? Honey, if you want to give me some money, you can click right there on the corner of your video and super chat me. You don't have to go to near another site to give me money. I promise you. Miss LaDon said I made it on time. Baby. You said that before she started touring, Angel. Thank you, Tarot Destiny. I did say that. Thank you for reminding me. I did predict that she would have similar problems as Henny with her tour, just on a larger grand scale. Problems with the ticket sales, problems with people talking about, how many tickets were sold. Pretty much the same problems, just on a grand scale. Would you say I'm sorry? You good? Oh God, I'm a. Whew. May the petty rest inside of me before I start this. Okay. Hey Alicia, how are you, sweetie? Y'all. Let's tap into the energy of why they so mad. Why are these folks so mad, y'all? Why are they talking about a petition? I guess I'd be mad too. She charging rent prices. You better make me feel brand new for thousands of dollars to just watch you do a fancy hoedown. You said what they wanted to happen to Nicki is happening to them and the Carters. I believe so, sweetie. I do believe so. Why are these people so upset? Oh, the cards are sticking together. This is, ooh, this is loaded. Wait a minute. Yeah, people are 50-50 about this experience. People are 50-50 about this experience. It's running hot and cold. That's the first card out when it comes to how they feel about the overall show. That's wow. And to be honest with y'all, I've been waiting for the reviews of the show. I haven't heard them yet. Like usually, like you'll see all the fans, I'm, oh my God, it changed my life. It was so wonderful. I haven't seen that yet. Like her fans are usually really vocal. Yeah, 5 of Swords, lots of arguing, a lot of discontent. She's gonna have to really, really do something, because this is coming from her fan base, y'all. This is not, outsiders. Says she only brought Rumi out to add with having Blue on tour as a distraction. I don't think that was a distraction. Remember, I told y'all possible family vacation. If the family is all together when you take a possible family vacation, you don't have to worry about coming back to pick nobody up. Lord Kelvin, that's hilarious. Hey, Simply Fee. You said they look promo videos when they're talking about the concert. Interesting. That's wild. Said her weird ass fans been dragging Nicki, comparing Blue to her. I haven't heard that. That sounds weird. That's really crazy. So they bought a house in England. I heard about that. I've been telling y'all for a while, expect a family vacation. So that was not a shock to me. Said she knew people would be so focused on talking about her having Rumi out there that they wouldn't be talking about anything else for now. Well, most of what I've seen is fanfare around Blue Ivy and, how well people think that she's performing. Um, that's the majority of what I'm hearing for the show. I'm not hearing overall anybody talking about how extravagant or how much they love the show. Everybody's talking about how Blue Ivy is really coming into herself, which I thought was interesting because they like Blue Ivy in the show more than her mom, and it's her mom's show. Said, is it next door to Ellen's house? I hope not, because Ellen's house got attacked over there too. Said everybody talking about Blue more than her. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. That's all I've been seeing. Said allegedly fans started fighting at the show. Oh God, I didn't hear that at all. Does Blue sing? I have never heard her sing, sweetie. I've only seen her dance. So I sent you the tea on Instagram about them comparing Blue to Nicki. I'm gonna have to look because I got a lot of stuff sent to me today. That's weird. I mean, first of all, Blue is a baby. Nicki's a grown woman, like been a grown woman for a minute. So, what is the comparison? Blue doesn't rap. Nicki overall performs, but Nicki's not known for just dancing. So that just it don't make sense. It's stupid to me. Wow, said it was four older women. They talked about it on the radio. Not they was pushing and shoving. Hell, was it to get out? Lord, these people, ain't no way in the hell I'm going to spend that much money on a ticket just to go to jail and not see the rest of the show. You just spent rent on going to see Beyonce. Now you got restitution? That don't sound right. Now they look like a bunch of water buffaloes brawling. I'm sorry. Oh, 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 I'm back. Oh, oh, let me put the petty to rest. Oh, God. Oh, 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 post security. Security needs some damn big, gay, and icy hot. That is too much. They don't get paid for all of that. Tussling around in the tundra. Don't do that to security. Whew. Oh, God. Oh, that's like fainting at a Michael Jackson concert. You know how hard it was to get in there and you gonna fall out before the damn show over? I wish I would. Where was her seat? Is it closer? Get those ruffians out of here. And I move right into their damn seat. Oh, oh, okay, I'm back. Ooh, oh, God. They're going to have to find a new way to advertise this show. And they're going to really have to step it up with the... You said I think it was floor seats. That's even worse. How y'all fighting right in front of Beyonce? And they keeping... Beyonce don't stop the damn show. She done fell down steps, been snatched up and yoked up by a fan. The beat goes on, damn it. Beyonce ain't stopping no show. You can get laid out and spread it wide in front of Beyonce and she ain't stopping shit. Oh, God. But yeah, they're going to have to find a new way to market this, y'all. Because it's still not yielding what they needed to yield. The tickets, allegedly, are not selling out as fast as they need them to sell out. At this point, it sounds like she might need to open a mosh pit. The honeybee mosh pit. Who knows? Hey, Bostress. Oh, that's an interesting name for your channel. Tarot reading is ridiculous nonsense, but at least you're polite and you still said hello. Oh, goodness, y'all. I'm sorry. It's like I saw that in my mind's eye. That was hilarious. Yeah, she's invested a lot into this show and partnered, with some big names, and she really, really needs this to pan out. Yeah, it's a lot riding on this tour, y'all. It feels like she's trying to get her money up to possibly walk away for good. So maybe that's why these ticket prices are like satellite high, allegedly, because it feels like she's trying to pave the way to her new life. Kiss Cassie, I've never seen you in here before. So her flying around overhead in her car, in that car would have been no good for me. I don't have that much trust in anything. Baby, I didn't even see that. I'm so removed. But thank you, Jay. So it seems like, so it seems she has Blue in place to do all the dancing she used to. People say she's older now, but Sierra's in her age and she was still dancing on her last tour. I don't think it's an age thing. People forget, like when Beyonce did that what was that performance she did in Dubai? She had that foot surgery. So she may not be able to dance the way that she did before due to that foot surgery. And she could still be healing from that. So I definitely don't think it's an age thing. I think it's her body still recovering from that surgery she had. Because foot surgery is you just don't know. Like you have so many tendons and nerve endings that come together in your foot, and you really just don't know how that's going to work. So she's jacking Chris Brown with that flying through the air. Yeah, I wouldn't want nobody flying over me with a Hot Wheel, let alone a real car, so I'm good. You said wow from a few years ago. Yeah. If she has scar tissue from that surgery, it may be hard for her to hyperextend her foot in those heels the way she used to. And it could pull at all the nerve endings and muscles that are in her knee, like, things you need for flexion, like the patella and the ACL and meniscus. Not that didn't stop Mega Man's feet. Mega Man claimed that they had surgery. The doctor is still confused about her having all the other stuff she said she had. So we'll just have to wait for the final verdict on that one to see what really was done. Said, do you think Joanne is sabotaging Chloe to put the spotlight on Blue? She signed them girls to shelf them. I don't even think that was about Blue because she signed them so far, in the past before she started bringing Blue out. Me personally, professionally, I think it's a horrible idea for any artist to sign to another artist. If that artist is still performing, that artist is still putting out albums, their main focus is always themselves. So it's very hard to sign to another artist and get that artist to focus on you and push you because they will always push themselves first. It's always them before you. Said, I almost forgot. How's your mom? Oh, she's doing so much better. Thank you for asking. Said they unfollowed her management page. I heard about that. We can tap into that as well. Said, did you hear Nicki shading Bigfoot on Spaces, saying she is looking for sympathy because she flopped? I heard that. I didn't know if it was Faces, but I did hear that. Oh, thank you. So look at those nails, baby. It's time to do a new set. I don't know what colors I want to do next, but I gotta do a new set. I might, who knows? I might do the next set pink. Said Chloe and Halle signed a $1 million contract. They have no money to do anything. $1 million is really not much, especially in the recording industry. It goes fast. I mean, extremely fast. It gets ate up in a couple processes. And not, not to say when you got to start paying taxes as well. So Angel, what did you think about the Schroeder Sanders situation? Is Diddy who? Diddy Trail. I need you to reword that for me because I want to answer you properly. I want to make sure I understand. You said Henny looked pitiful on that live. Yeah, she did. She looked like she was about to bust into a lot of tears. Ooh, baby, I don't want to say your name wrong. Last name Ali. Hi, baby. How are you? Said I'm so glad I kept her in my prayers. Said when is Diddy's trial? Thank you. There we go. Johnson _ Queen has it right there. His trial starts next month. Hey, Teddy A. Let's see, y'all. Let's get back into these angry people filing this petition against Beyonce. Yeah, she's gonna really have to step this up and possibly, if I was her, I would meet with the person who started this damn change.org, okay? Because this word getting around is really, really, really putting a damper on what she's doing. And we're in an age where social media makes it around at the speed of light before you could even get back out with your publicist and fix the story. Said, did you hear allegedly that the diddler is trying to use? Yes, I did hear that he's trying to use mental illness. I saw that insanity plea. I thought that was crazy as all get out. Said that Nicki clip was old. Doesn't his trial start May 5th? I know it's supposed to start in May for sure. So they said Beyonce used Nicki whole Gag City team for this tour. I heard that. I thought that was just a rumor. Henny playing Jay's music in the background on the live though. Baby, I heard when I watched that, I listened to it and I played it back. And I said, now wait a minute. She's sitting up here talking about not having a label, not having support, but she's playing his music in the background. Y'all, I said, was that her way of trying to get some kind of like silent solidarity? I thought that was interesting. Komika, I told y'all I'm not answering nothing else about Millie unless Millie gives me permission to talk on her. I will only speak if Millie pulls up and gives me permission. That's it and that's all. Said, even if he pleads insanity, that doesn't mean he'll walk away scot-free. He could end, listen, this could backfire on him in such a way he could end up in a prison for the criminally insane. They'd mess around and put him in one of them Gotham City jails. That this was one of the worst defense ideas I've seen in a long time. Said insanity plea isn't admitting that you did it. No, insanity means you did it. It just means that you were mentally ill when you did it. It means that you didn't have the right mental capacity when you did it. So you can't be held fully responsible because you have diminished capacity. Which means he's saying he did it, but he was out of his mind when he did it. So he can't be held fully responsible. He's got to prove mental illness. He's got to prove a history of mental illness. He's got to prove that, he's been on medication. Like it's certain things that have to be proven. You can't just wake up one day and say, I'm mentally not right. If that's the case, somebody can go down the block and slap everybody that got on their nerves ever since elementary school and be like, I wasn't quite well. I was mentally ill. Like that, you can't just do that. Said Bay hired Nicki's photographer, Grizz the Barbs, who was graphic designers for Gag City. They dragged him and his work, but now Bay has him. And they hired a Barb who draws and designs uniforms, all Barbs. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That's crazy. That is crazy. I heard it. I just thought it was a rumor. Boy, Nicki, you out here changing lives. Tours too, I guess. Let's see what y'all talking about over here. Said you never really recover from foot surgery. It is easy to develop arthritis in the foot afterwards. It also depends on how they fuse your bone. Great comment. Absolutely. Ooh. Mob LA talking about some, man can't drop a tear. Y'all cutthroat. Y'all are cutthroat. Oh, damn. Last card for the change.org complainers. Uh-oh, wait a minute. This is really going to put a sour taste in some very, very long-term Bayhive members' mouths. These are people who have loved her for a very long time. This may be the last time they ever come to her show, the last time they really support her. So, yeah, this is falling under the Two of Pentacles. A lot of these people don't even know if they're going to support her anymore or really buy into her brand after this. So, that's, ooh. Well, I'll be. Who knew the change.org people was this upset? Like, well, not the change.org people, her actual concert goers. Says, sorry, I just go around, you smile at me, slap. You didn't know me, slap. Listen, if this puffy defense worked, you try it. Tell them, you happen to watch that Head of State movie, you saw Bernie Mac, something came over you, and you went down to the train station, started slapping people. You don't even know what happened, allegedly. Because apparently folks just making up all types of stuff this year and seeing what hit the wall and stick. Let's see. Trying to make sure I got the right cards. I think it's these. Dang. What you say, left, right? Baby, goodness gracious. I heard that, and you know how you hear something and you gotta wait for a minute because it's like maybe, somebody got this wrong in the algorithm, and then you start to look up the court reporters and realize, oh, this is actually true. He really ran out of things to use. This is really happening. You said they might have a right to be mad. They paid more than some who are closer and got more things at a cheaper price. They also aren't as close as advertised on Ticketmaster. They really are way back. Oh, wow. I think that was called the Honey Pit or something like that. Those tickets are very expensive. So, yeah. Yeah, so we're going to tap into how Nicki feels about all of these barbs being used on Joanne's tour. Had to get Nicki's cards out for this. How does Nicki feel about all these Barb employees being hired for Beyonce's tour. Oh shoot. Oh shoot, wait a minute. Nicki, calm down. Allegedly. The Hierophant. Um, Hierophant in this type of reading could be, the powers that be. So she knows that, these are people behind the scenes who are helping to do this. And also she looks at them to be a part of that process, allegedly. Judgment. Okay, so she definitely is side-eyeing it privately, allegedly. I can't blame her. You got the devil card. Um, devil definitely represents toxicity, obsession, toxicity. The death card. So she could be cutting ties with certain people. Not necessarily, the people who worked on this tour, but just in general, removing people from her team. So, behind the scenes, even though she's on hiatus, she's still keeping her head on the swivel, paying attention and trimming where necessary. Yeah, Eight of Swords. So it's like she's in her head about a lot of things. So I wouldn't expect her to speak on any of this publicly, but she definitely watches everything. She sees all of this, and she's definitely in her head about it. Um, Tell me more about why she's in her head about this. Four of Swords. Um, Four of Swords is just like, she's getting her rest and her recuperation. It's like, I'm on my hiatus right now, so she's gonna take full advantage of, being on her rest right now. Rest from the media, rest from, just being in the spotlight, period. So it feels like she's learning to not respond and lend her energy to certain things, because when she lends her energy to things, it makes them way larger than what they were or what they were going to be. So she's being very, very sparse with the way that she responds, because she knows every time she responds, big things happen. Said Ray J saying that to use Nicki, he was sent, but Nicki stepped ahead and she already knows. Okay, I must have missed something with that one. Yeah, I know y'all talk to each other in the chat. Said, okay, I didn't know how to take or understand his attitude. Yeah, y'all definitely talking to each other. Monetta, honey, he's playing and serious. You can't take him serious, but you can't, look the other way with Ray J either, because he says some of the realest things ever as jokes. So don't write him all the way off, but don't take him too serious. Said they are targeting some of her core barbs. There are groups of them that Bay team is paying and bringing to their side. They've been barbs forever. Wow. I don't see it working though. It's like everybody, like, here it is. Nicki's standing back and she's just watching. She's watching. She's taking everything in. There's a lot that she knows that she's not speaking on. She's a wealth of knowledge. I'll tell you that much. She's way more inclined and smarter than they think she is. Well, she definitely set the pace. Anytime you get Beyonce to hire your people so that your people can give her success. That right there should let you know how worried they are over there about this show selling. Because when have you ever seen Beyonce openly go out and poach somebody else's team? I'm pretty sure she has some very talented people in the hive. So why wouldn't she utilize the talent in the Bayhive? Said, can we expect a lot of loose lips from Beyonce's camp since the Barbs are there? That's a good question, Teddy A. I mean, think about it. Remember what happened with JT. Remember what happened with the VMAs. That's a very good question. Said, just tells you how the tables have turned. And yeah. Hey, Princess Pooh. Said the hive got talented people. Why get barbs? It's a reason. I totally believe that, STS. That's why I said it. Well, I'm pretty sure that they have talented people in the hive. So this is it's kind of like, what are we doing here? Y'all be cracking me up with the gifts. Saying, how long is this? I love this information. Um, Babe, we go until, I either get tired or we get to the last topic of the evening. So it usually lasts for a few hours. Hi from Illinois. Hey. Hey, Angel B. Yeah, the magician. And this falls under the Hierophant, y'all. It feels like somebody's desperate to manifest and make things happen because they could be crashing out. The world card is something coming to a close. It feels like desperate times can call for desperate measures. This tour may have almost fizzled out, allegedly. Said Bay is trying different things to try and accomplish other stuff. Yeah, but to take somebody's whole team is like taking their corporate aesthetic to a certain extent. This is like poaching somebody's energy. Said, I think Joanne is struggling to stay fresh and connected to the newer generation. And so she may be looking for avenues to reinvent herself. That's an interesting deduction. Said, OMG, did anybody see the video of Michelle Obama talking to Marlon Wayans and she referred to herself as a black man? No, that's the first time I heard of this. I never even knew that happened. Said, Auntie Jolene needs to get some rest now. I think she's a good performer, but it's just she's got a lot of expectations coming off an album that a lot of people just really didn't care much for. I would have waited for, part 3 and toured with part 3 because part 2 just didn't really hit the mark. Said Big Mike sure did. Oop, y'all. Oop. Hey, Pressure. Said, I wish I could post the link here. Lord. Said, yo, do you remember that when Donald Trump almost got pow? I think we all do. I don't know what they got to do with anything, but okay. Said, Mama Tina book is a mess, baby. So I've heard. Said, do you think that's why Bay is doing with bringing on outside people, if that makes sense? It feels that way to me, Monetta. It really does. Because don't get me wrong, when you do tours, you come in, you get your initial meetings, you find out what the set design is going to be, You meet with the roadies to find out how they're going to erect the stage, because each stage at each venue is different. So you have to know about the lighting, the engineering, how to erect everything from arena to arena, because each setup is going to be completely different. So it's not that they can't come on this tour and do something completely different than what they did from Nicki. But maybe it's, because Nicki's show ran very efficiently. Even when she may have come out a little late, on those nights where she wasn't feeling the best, they did really, really well with her graphics and switching timing and how they kept the progression of her show. And maybe that's what she was looking for. But it's still very strange, because it's not like she couldn't find anybody else to do that. It's just called hiring good professionals. So after she said it, she started stumbling and stuttering. Ooh wee. I gotta look that up. I haven't heard anything about that. So yeah, I watched the first night on TikTok, and it was indeed a big messy, if you ask me. Interesting. Said, I don't understand this tour. Do they need the money? Simply Fee, I'm going to simply say yes, allegedly. Ooh. Says, so who's stepping up while Base steps below for a while? That's probably why she got her baby there, so she can kind of like pick up, any extra space. You said that book is a ball of confusion, Lord. I don't plan on reading it. Said, oh yes, Michael Michelle did say, as a black man, it says, and then referring to Marlon. Oh Lord. Said, did you do a reading on Mama Tina and her book? I did that last week, sweetie. A funny thing is, I did a tap in on Tina long before we ever did the book, a few Wednesdays back. Who would have knew that this book was coming out? Said it makes sense why Camel was at Nicki's first show. Didn't know he was there, but interesting. Said, okay, Bay is more of a performer than other ladies, in my opinion. I'm not going to doubt you there. Here's the thing, though. You being a performer versus someone who does your own set design and being able to run a stage show efficiently, that takes, a great amount of skill and a really tight team. That's not anything that you can do by yourself. So, it's one thing to give a good performance or a great performance, but it's another thing for a whole production to come off flawless. You can give a solid performance, but if your lighting is off, your sound is off, um, things are not properly working on the set, it takes away from the overall performance. Said, wow, the Camel was at Nicki's first show. Yeah, that's the first that I'm hearing of that. That's crazy. Said Doja allegedly took shots at Nicki in her new song. I haven't heard it, so I'm not going to speak on it. Doja usually speaks highly of Nicki, so that'd be really messed up if she did. Said, yeah, they obviously been watching her shows. Well, I'm not surprised, because Beyonce said that she did that in the past. I'm about to look it up and find it for y'all so y'all can see it for yourself. Said they come in here and repeat rumors that were never proven to be fact. Like I said, I can only speak on the things I actually know about, so I don't know about that. Doja did take a shot, but nobody cares. So, yeah, I knew about the old manager. So at this point in Beyonce's career, she should be laying low and letting her legacy, letting her legacy do all the work. But I don't think her legacy is strong enough. I believe her legacy is strong enough, but it feels like it's getting watered down. It really does. It feels like it's getting watered down. It's getting to the point to where it's like, do you really know um, what the brand? It's like we don't know what the brand really entails anymore. Like even with the stuff she's selling, it's like it's so much stuff, going out as far as what they're trying to sell versus what people actually like. Said at Miss Angel, I'm going to hold my thoughts because let's see, I'm going to hold my thoughts. Bay doesn't really need much. Just recently, she's been doing more in concert. Just my thoughts and opinions. You don't have to hold your opinion here. Just because people don't agree doesn't mean that we don't allow people to have differences of opinions. We don't do that here. We just don't, outright support saying things about people that aren't true. Said literally nobody cares about Doja. I'm not gonna say that, baby. Doja got a strong fan base. I think people overlook Doja because they don't take Doja serious as a rapper. So if Doja does take, pot shots at people, it's like it's Doja. They don't look at Doja like they look at the other rap girls. Says seems like they want to do this tour quickly before stuff hits the fan. Something's going on for sure. Said Doja just said she's been places no queen has been, insinuating she's done things Nicki hasn't. Only thing she did was have more monthly listeners. I mean, here's the thing though. You can insinuate that that's Nicki because people say Nicki is the queen of rap, and she's proven to be the queen over, all the females in rap. But did she actually mean Nicki as in the queen of rap, or did she mean queen as in queens in general? So, I mean, I can see how it can be interpreted that way for sure, but I don't feel like that was, I don't think that was strong enough to be considered a shot at Nicki. Maybe that's just me. I don't think that was strong enough. STS arguing your opinion with who? What are y'all doing? We're not gonna argue in the comments at all. It's never that serious, y'all. We ain't gonna do that. So what did Doja release? I'm confused. She hasn't put out anything recently, so it's nothing that recently went out. Um, I don't see that line as a clear shot at Nicki. That's just me. I mean, you can say it is, but I don't think that's strong enough. I don't think Doja would be that tongue in cheek to come for Nicki the way she came for Meg. Like she really came for Meg in that Paint the Town Red song, but nobody took it serious because it was Doja. What are you talking about, my mom, sweetie? Hold on now. Let's slow that down. Cause I don't even like the tone of that. Let's not do that. How about just drop that conversation? The both of you. Cause I time the both of you out. We not gonna do that tonight. Either way, we not gonna do that tonight. Either one of you. Let's have a peaceful night. Well, I mean, if you feel like leaving, sweetheart, that's fine. But I'm not gonna sit up here and let either one of you argue in the comment. It's not that. It's not even that serious of a conversation for anybody to be arguing. We got to learn to start having disagreements where we can peacefully disagree. People don't have to, agree with each other. You can have a difference of opinion and keep it moving. That's fine. STS, like I said, I'm not going to go with neither one of y'all arguing, you or her. I am asking the both of you to chill out because it's not that serious. So let's both change the subject. Said I'm so much more fun without the Hennessy. Right, without the Hennessy. Yeah, that line, well, that was just one line out of what she said. When you saw the video and the visual image, that was very direct towards Henny. So to me, if she would be that direct towards Henny, that is like, why would she just pinch Nicki and then be that direct towards Henny, especially given a visual to it? Like, it's like she really went there, but y'all, people they don't take Doja serious. So when Doja do come for people, it's like, oh girl, it's Doja. Like nobody pays her any mind. Said yes, Beyonce has too many things going on. The liquor, the hair stuff, like stick to one thing, then branch out like Rihanna did. I'm not gonna even say stick to one thing. I think that you have to, when you put things out, you can't just put them out to have things in the market. You got to make sure that what you're putting in the market is going to be quality enough to where people who don't know your name will like your product and then say, oh, that's such and such. Okay, nice. This is quality. It won't matter whose name is on the project. Y'all, have y'all looked at some of those critiques of the people who've purchased Sir Davis? Before I even play this video of this critique from Sir Davis, have any of you purchased Sir Davis? Said, if had the necessary equipment, I would paint the town red. Said, did Meg say anything back to Doja on the last song? Baby, not a word. Not that I heard. And I thought that was very interesting that she's clapped back at everybody but Doja from what I've heard. Okay, so you said you've purchased it. So DS Raven, what did you think of it? I haven't tried it. I'm a whiskey and scotch drinker. Like Japanese whiskey and scotch taste very similar. So when she gave the description of it and it said Japanese scotch, I knew that it was going to be smokier and a little huskier in taste, that it would not taste like actual bourbon. I think a lot of people bought it and they expected it to taste like bourbon because they don't know what Japanese whiskey tastes like. You said, I love sake. Oh no, this doesn't taste anything like sake. This tastes more like scotch. You said did not purchase. Okay. You said the girl said it was crack juice. Bubblegum, you can get out. How about that? Says stronger. You got to have a strong chest for scotch. I sip on scotch. Like I'll have scotch and cigars without a problem. If you're not a scotch drinker and you go and try to just drink some scotch, like how you would drink, possibly Hennessy or something like that, honey, you gonna burn the nostril hairs out of your future children's nose, because scotch is not something that you just knock back. You have to sip it, possibly, put a drop of water into it to open it up so that it can diffuse, or maybe one ice cube. Like you drink some scotch room temperature and you're not a scotch drinker, you gonna raise the dead. You said too strong from what I saw. So let me see if I can find this, y'all. Hold on. Let me slide over here. Let's see, let's see. Who sent me this? Because y'all have me cracking up all day. See if I can find it. Let's see, let's see, let's see. I get so many. Let's see, I haven't seen this one yet. What is this? Oh, this was what was sent to me about them comparing her to Nicki. Um, I don't see why they comparing this baby to Nicki. She's not really ready to be a seasoned performer yet. Like she's being trained to be a seasoned performer, but why compare her to a grown woman? That's kind of crazy. Just let the baby grow up and do what she do. Yeah, give me 1 second, cause a lot of y'all sent me stuff today. Okay, here it is. Is not worth $90. Actually, it felt like 6 niggas and 2 cousins jumped on you whenever you took a shot of this. That's what you should name it. 6 niggas and 2 cousins. Honey, I felt like one shot was swallowing McDonald's Sprite. And you see how your eyes water with that? That's exactly what this is. This is transmission fluid. Yeah, I didn't like this at all. I'm talking about this horse on the front of it. I poured it for all my friends. Honey, we was in here galloping just like a horse. Actually, I think it turned us into a sea donkey. That's exactly how it made us feel. We took a shot of this on Friday. I wanted to be baptized today. I wanted a whole new body because it still burns, okay? I don't know what this is. What is this? Like, this need to be on the crackhead liquor house. Because I don't even think a crackhead uncle would drink this. I don't think so. Yeah, no, this was harsh. Like, I wanted to cry. This burned so bad, I thought we was drinking Everclear. Like, don't hype nothing else up, y'all. Quit lying just because of the person. No, it's okay. But name this King Charles, a Henry III, or Uncle Elroy, but definitely not no Sir Davis. It do not make you feel like a black stallion. Man, what? Now, I'm mad that I literally spent $90 on this. This is definitely worth $20 at ABC. Okay, put that over there in the cheap liquor aisle, because this right here, that wasn't nothing. It didn't go down smooth at all. Actually, I wanted to throw up. This instantly made my spit thick as hell. Get it off the shelf. But yeah, no, this not it. Take this down. Thank you, Beyonce. I love you for this. Girl, first of all, first of all, if this is Japanese whiskey, you ain't got no business knocking it back as a shot. It's not even designed to be drank that way. Anything that is over 100 proof that you knock back like that, especially on an empty stomach, yes, it's going to hit the bottom of your stomach like hot lava. Yes, Damo, when she said that, I damn near hit the floor. Italian Shrek, I cannot help you with any of that problem, honey. You need somebody else. So it must not have been too strong given the amount she drank. No, she said her and her friends did shots. She didn't say she drank that by herself. She said her and her friends did shots. She drank it on Friday and wanted to be baptized the next day. Oh, God. You said, right. She said that's that crackhead liquor. She sure did say that. She probably didn't freeze it. She probably drank it room temperature. And here's the thing. Scotch is not meant to be froze. It's not meant to be chilled that way. Now, if you can do one large cube or small cube, stir it and it opens up and diffuses from the water, but it's not meant to be frozen. And it's not meant to be knocked back as a shot. It's a sipping liquor. Now, it's definitely not for everybody. You have to have a strong palate to sip scotch. Me personally, I would say if you drink scotch, if you want to try scotch, you want to be introduced to scotch, you need to try something smoother, like a Glenmorangie or a Belvini 14-year Caribbean cask. Those are more of the smoother scotches that will be easier on your stomach. And once again, they are not meant for knocking back as shots. Now, I don't know who Niecy Pooh is, but if y'all ever end up in her comment section, please tell her that's not how you supposed to drink it, baby. No wonder you felt like you got hit by 3 bolts of lightning. You don't drink scotch or Japanese whiskey like you, boom, hitting shooters. It's not intended for that. I imagine your toenails damn near burnt off. But nonetheless, it was still funny. You said, okay, you said Doja has a new song with Don Toliver and a clip of her verse came out. That's what they're talking about, Angel. Thank you, DS Hair Care. Said Doja throws rocks and hide her hand. I don't doubt that at all. What I'm just saying is for Doja, it's like, why handle Nicki with kid gloves when you drug Henny by her edges all across that song and in the visuals of that video? That's just what I'm saying. Like, why would you just boop, pinch Nicki like that? But you really gave it to Megan, even though people didn't give you credit for it. Said cousin was going through it with that drink. Yes, she was. You said those sound like grown men drinks. I'm still a youngin'. Well, yeah, I do drink like a man. I will tell you that. Like I like stiffer drinks. You can give me a cigar, my whiskey, my bourbon. Well, more like my scotch or my bourbon, and I will sit there and sip on it, smoke my cigar, and chill. But it's definitely not for the weak. I will tell you that. It's not meant to be drunk like how you do tequila or vodka in a shooter. Po pudding. She ain't know what she was doing. She needed to put that in a snifter or a really nice rocks glass and let it open up how you would let a glass of wine open up. she, she said, "Where's what the girl looked like after doing that shot?" Oh, damn. I could just imagine. You said you sound like my guy cousins. Hey, we'd hang out and have a good time, I guarantee you. Let me see if I can. I got an old picture of me. Let me see if I can find it, y'all, before I go any further. Let's see. First of all, spell it right. Here I go. So, like I told y'all, I'm a cigar girl. Here I am, cigar shopping. This was La Casa over on Randolph Street, downtown Detroit. I couldn't have been there to watch them babies take that shot. The petty part of me would have stood back to laugh, but I couldn't have let them do that to themselves. You say you look happy as could be, baby. I was. Oh my gosh. I I'm trying to think like Churchill's. You can go to Churchill's. I believe they still do the buy one get one free happy hour. So for every cigar you get is buy one get one free from I think it's like 4 to 7 p.m. I could tell you where you can get all your good cigars, even the hand rolled ones. So yeah, King of Swords. So King of Swords represents like someone who works in corporate or legal department. Um, it's like all they're doing is causing Nicki to strategize. She's really strategizing at this point about, what she wants to do, how she's going to do it. Um, she's not going to say anything. It's like she's waiting to see how this works out. You got the death card and the Knight of Coins. So it looks like some of these people that they got to go work for them actually got cut off from Nicki. Not all of them, but some of them. And they haven't been able to pick up the kind of work that they needed to pick up as well. Their money was going slow. Said me too with the hand roll, but I'll email whoever wants the location of the shopper store. Oh, nice. Said 4 of coins. So she's in her head about, financial stability. Nicki is locked in on how she's going to make like the next tour, the next business opportunities really, really pop and how she's going to make them work for her. Yeah. So whatever she's done already, it's like that last tour locked her in for stability. And while she's taking this time to be in her hiatus, she's really thinking about how to progress into the next phase of what she's about to do. 9 of Cups. So it's her wish fulfillment to just chill, to just kick back right now and to be quiet. I think she's realized the power of her influence and her voice. Like, I'm not going to say she didn't know it before, but she understands now more than ever that her silence is more important than her voice in this point in time, at this moment. Yeah. So she's going to follow her intuition and just keep her mouth closed and just watch to see how everything happens. Because she's got something up her sleeve. Wheel of Fortune. Something, she's working on something that's going to be very, very lucrative for her. And she's just going to keep her mouth shut and pop out when she's ready. So she's definitely keeping her eye on what's going on with these people being hired, what they're doing with her old team members. But it looks like she's strategizing, and this is where, her strength is going to come from, just being quiet and keeping her cards close to her chest. Said they want to use her to prop up the new girl. She said not this year. Well, this ain't even about the new girls. This is about this whole tour with Beyonce. So this is somebody that's at her level of stardom. But even with Beyonce, she's learned not to give her voice or her opinion because these people need her energy. So she's reserving her energy and she's letting people, gain whatever they're going to amass on their own. So I ain't mad at her. Not at all. I ain't mad at her. If you know that they need you to crash out for the numbers to go up, I'd be quiet too. So I think that's really, really good of her to not even lend her voice to say anything one way or the other, because these people thrive on her speaking, and once she speaks, they can monetize, her being upset, her approval, whatever it is. So she don't give them nothing, good, bad, and indifferent. What do they use? Nothing. You got to use your own energy. So is she really pregnant again? I'm not going to tap into that. I'm not going to tap into that. So pregnancy for the 18 and older, in my opinion, um, I'm I'm just not going to tap into that. So let's see. What else that I want to talk to y'all about? Because it's so much going on. It's just, I mean, when I say it's so much going on, yeah, it's hard to even keep up at this point. It really is. Let's do a little tap in. Let's do a little tap in to see how Carl Crawford feels now that everything has run its course and Megan did this live talking about how she doesn't have help, how she's doing everything on her own. Y'all excuse me. I washed my hair today and it's like, I gotta let my scalp breathe a little. So yeah, let's see how Carl Crawford feels. You said I watched your Shannon Sharp reading earlier. I'm starting to like getting up first thing in the morning and knocking out a reading first thing in the morning. I think I'm gonna stay with that for a little while because that's preparing me to get up and eventually do a morning show with y'all. So I'm gonna work on this so I can be more consistent with doing the early morning readings because I do like those. It's like I get up, it's peaceful, it's quiet, there's no distractions. I really like that. He said I was shocked. Oh, yeah, he's got a lot more that could come out. He needs to just do whatever he has to do to keep people quiet. He said, so the song flopped and now it's all of a sudden not going to be on the album. Oh, wow. I didn't even know that. Did you do Mary J. and Misa's lawsuit? That's going to be a deep dive one. So hopefully I can have that one up tomorrow for you. Um, you're going to get that one, Mary J. and Misa. And then I have a Big U reading coming. Hopefully the Big U reading will be done tomorrow. Well, it'll be up tomorrow. That's the thing. It'll be up tomorrow. So I think the Big U reading is going to be insightful because it's not what y'all expect, but it is eye-opening. Said Tina Knowles' book and the shockers in there. I really wasn't shocked from what I heard in there, to be honest with y'all. I feel like she said a little too much and she opened Pandora's box. But that's just me though. Because some of the things that she said in that book, I'm like, girl, I wouldn't have even thought to go back and question who Beyonce was talking to when she was talking to Jay-Z, if you didn't go out of your way to say she was 21 and she was talking to him and another man. Girl, what? They both said she met when she was 18 and then they decided to date when she was 19. Where did you get 21 and who was the other man, Tina? What you talking about? You just opened a whole keg of nails. Who is this other grown ass man? And was he just as old as Jay-Z? Like, what? Why would you? Why would you give us that? You said most deaf. I mean, we don't know. Here's the thing, though. We would have never thought to care about who it was if Tina didn't say that. Says Solo always being sent away was interesting to me. Yeah, they used to show videos of Beyonce singing when she was little, and Solo tried to sing in, and they make her shut up and move. I always thought that was mean. Said Wyclef or Mos Def, I believe. That's interesting. Both are in that Carmen Hip Hopera movie. You said because everyone wanted Bay after Aaliyah. Um, I could believe that, but here's the thing: if you built a whole entire story off of she was a virgin, off of this was her second boyfriend next to Lionel, this was everything that you know really brought her into adult womanhood, why would you come back and then insert this mystery man and make people question the validity of the first story? Because y'all gave us this first story years ago. Like, this is a foundational story. So it's very weird to me that she would do that. Like, you really just sullied your daughter's reputation because now people are thinking about something they would have never thought about. It didn't make sense to think about. It wasn't even a thing. You put a question mark where it didn't have to be. You said heavy on they built the story. It feels crazy because it's like it's so many years later. That tidbit didn't even make sense to share at this point. Because now if we find out who the man is, that pokes a hole in the she was 21 story, and now people are going to want to know how old was she when she was dating the other man. It's just like, just why Tina, why'd you do that? That was information that just was not needed, and it just did not add to your daughter's um it didn't add to your daughter's story or reputation. You know, you got people out here talking about, you said that your baby is slow. Like, it just, she didn't, her help just wasn't helping y'all. That's all I can say. It was the help that wasn't helping. I don't even know if this book was supposed to help, but it sure didn't. Said she spoke more on Beyonce than herself. I kind of got that. You said they met when she was 16 at the No 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 video shoot. I remember that when that first went out in the magazines. Because, see, back in the day, we didn't have internet. We had hip hop and cultural magazines. So people who, had the Vibe magazine or you had the Source magazine, we read that in magazines. So it just, for certain people who remember that, it's like, girl, what you talking about? So let's tap into Carl Crawford. Hold on, let me change the deck, y'all. I got a feeling Carl, you know, Carl is shit talker, and he might feel like getting petty. So I'm gonna get some petty cards that I can show on camera without, having to hide little body parts of the tarot characters. Let's see. Oh, you said I wonder was the other guy Pimp C. Not interested enough. But see what I mean? Nobody would have been wondering about anybody if Tina didn't tell us that there was the propensity to have another person. We could sit here and wonder who it is all night. Hell, what's his name? They said she dated the Marcus Houston when they was little too. So was it Marcus Houston? See how this is messed up? Like, why would you do this? Nobody would have ever sat here and had these conversations that we having right now if Tina didn't put that in that damn book. That didn't help at all. All right, show me the energy around Carl Crawford. Carl Crawford, how does he feel about the progression of Megan Thee Stallion's career? How does he feel about the progression of Megan Thee Stallion's career? How does he feel about the progression of Megan Thee Stallion's career? Wow. So, interesting enough, I asked how does he feel about the progression of her career, but look at here. You got the Nine of Swords, which is anxiety, okay? He sees her having anxiety. You got, oh Lord, you got the Death card, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Hangman peeking out at the bottom of the deck, and the Ten of Wands. Hold on. So I read as I shuffle as well for those of you who are new to me. And this is saying that he sees her, you know, work or her career coming to an end due to all these complications, because it's become too heavy for her to carry on her own. It's like things have become too much of a burden for her. So it looks like he doesn't think that she can really carry this off on her own from what he sees, allegedly. Y'all, this man got a serious petty ball. Said, is it blurry for everyone else? Well, if this is all they can do to me at this point and make the screen blurry, I'll take it. Because y'all know they used to kick me out of the lives, mess with the whole screen. So this don't make no sense. They running out of money, y'all. This the least they can do to me is make me look like Vaseline is on the damn camera. Woo! Oh, Lord. So he's watching her juggle. Y'all, look at this. He ain't saying nothing, but he might be silently celebrating, allegedly. He over there privately talking to somebody and they snickering and giggling, but not publicly. Allegedly. So it's like, you know, the temperance. It's like, you know, he was waiting for her to get balanced through a new beginning. And, you know, because she left really, really fast. He was waiting for her to get balanced through a new beginning, waiting to see how things were going to work out for her. It's almost like he expected things to be better than what they are now. This is shocking to him that this is where things are right now. But he's saying, make no mistake. You got the Eight of Swords here. This is saying that she's legally binded in secret. So he possibly, allegedly, y'all, and I got to say allegedly, he possibly still has her binded some type of way in a contract because she may not have completely fulfilled her obligation. So whatever she doing until she fulfilled this obligation, or maybe she just fulfilled this obligation, it really doesn't matter to him because he still has some part of her career or catalog bound. Something about her career is still under contract with him, from what I can see. Said his song dedicated to Bay, just my opinion. What song dedicated to Bay? I'm kind of lost, sweetie. I missed on that one. Oh, solo artist Marcus Houston. Okay, okay. I just had to catch up. Say why? You said why is your screen blurry all of a sudden? Yes, Miss LaDon, we have laughed at that because I said somebody ran out of money. So the only thing they can do to me now is make the camera look like it's covered in Vaseline. We have had flashing lights over here. I've been booted out. I've had my screen go black. I guess this is the low budget way of messing with me this time. Said what? I know she making money. She acting like she nilly vanilly. Mm. Said her first two albums, I believe, is still with Carl. Said yes, the masters she loves to brag about owning. For the new songs, not worth anything. Said as long as I can hear, I don't care. Oh my God, this is crazy, y'all. Hold on, let me see something. Wait a minute. Can y'all see me better? Is it working better now? They still got me looking like I'm under Vaseline. Said it's the same. Like, this is crazy. How do you like that? Why are y'all messing with my damn quality of my? Well, let's keep going. Somebody got so mad they don't even want y'all to look at me. Yeah, two of wands. So he's like, either way, no matter how you look at it, he's still getting something out of this because there's still something that he has under contract to hers that's still making money. So the sun, either, like I said, either way, it's good for him. Forward movement and expansion. He moved on. It's like, I'm good. It all worked out for me, no matter how it worked. Yeah, he's like, I'm still out here working. I'm still out here getting money. So he I don't see where he thinks that she's gonna be able to pull off what she needs to pull off as an independent. But either way it goes, he's still making money off of her old catalog. So he don't care. That's the energy that I got. So it don't look like he really got nothing, ugly to say or nothing like that. It's just, he had his little kiki behind the scenes, but he's like, it's good for me. I'm still making money. I'm still, you know, getting money off her catalog. Like I said, there's still something that is under contract with him, and whatever it is that's under contract with him is still making money. So can we see how Matthew Knowles feels about the book and the way that Tina spoke about Solange? Okay, that's a good one. Said she blew up from Destiny Child and his solo career was taking off. Oh, you said the song Naked. I have to go back and listen to that song. It's been a long time since I listened to Marcus Houston. So why would Tina and Matthew put Solange in the garage? What? No wonder Solange slapping everybody on elevators. Goodness gracious. Hold on. Let me see what y'all talking about over here on Station Head. Said Tina mentioned Jay living in Trenton, but his lawyer tried to fight those claims so he don't have to get the DNA test. She might have helped. Oh, damn. I saw a YouTube video saying Kelly's oldest is camels. That's been a long running rumor for a long time. Hey, Latin girl BC, how are you, beautiful? Said I didn't know whether it was an AI video or human. I saw the caption, but he does look like him a little. Who knows? Yeah, that's been a long running rumor. That rumor's been around for a very, very long time. Ooh, let's see. It said they sure did. They said Solange made too much noise in the main house. What? Like, y'all made Solange angry. The more and more I hear stories about their childhood, Solange ain't. She ain't the crazy one, damn it. You said, damn, it's clear now. They play too much. Listen, I told y'all. Now see that? I pulled the cards out to talk about Matthew, and it cleared up. They said, go ahead and talk about Matthew. Just leave us alone. Okay, let's see. How does Matthew feel about his ex-wife's book? How does Matthew feel about his ex-wife's book? Ooh, this should be interesting. Now, this was the card that flew out first, the Four of Swords, which is the card of rest, recuperation. So this is letting me know he's trying to gather himself and stay out of the way. Like the message came to him about the book. Um, Here it is, the father, which we know he is the father, the emperor, okay? Seven of Swords. Y'all, the both of them is something else. Seven of Swords is like the backdoor card, the underlay for the overplay. So he knows that something about this book is smoke and mirrors, allegedly. Ooh, y'all. I don't even know how to approach this. I'm so glad this is allegedly Wednesdays. Six of Cups and the Lovers. So it's like he understands why certain things are being said, because this feels like a manipulative, I don't even want to say offer, but like a manipulative choice that is made to possibly cover up something else from the past. There's something way bigger here. This gives me deflection. What are they deflecting from? What is about to come out that they're deflecting from? Because the deflection is very strong here. And it seems like he knows what it is, but he's keeping his mouth shut. It's like he understands what's going on. Not to say that he likes it, but he understands what's happening here, allegedly. Said, look at the Destiny Child first album cover to their second. See the difference in the attitude and facial expressions. Let me see what I missed before I get there. Said Matthew has been posting subliminal messages online since the book came out. He's pissed. Yeah, he feels like it's a very manipulative account when it comes to the past and what was released. Said highways and byways. Said it's been said that Tina won't let Beyonce leave Jay. She's the one pushing her to stay. Yeah. He's waiting to see what his rights are and what he can do. Very, very, very disappointed in this book. Unrequited offer, Four of Cups, Six of Coins. He may have even talked to somebody to see if he could sue or at least considered it. He's definitely not happy with this book from what I can see. Says she's giving us this book to stir the pot to cover up. This is what this is feeling like. Said they see where the money resides. Uh, Page of Pentacles. It's like he feels like this is going to damage new business ventures and opportunities, offers that are coming. So he thinks that she could be causing, all types of issues for Beyonce in the future and her brand and how this is going to affect her marketing. Said it's something that Tina just skipped over, like Latoya and Latavia leaving the group, getting Farrah kicked out, and that the Jolene backlash. Interesting. Do you think they have him under an NDA? Now that would be interesting. I wouldn't think that's far fetched, especially the way that she got that NDA for her ex-husband before they got a divorce, where he couldn't speak about anybody down to the grandchildren. And I thought that was very interesting that they didn't want them to speak about the grandchildren, but looking at, what Kanye said recently, it kind of makes sense why she didn't want her ex-husband to be able to comment on the grandchildren. You said, and Tina did not have to tell us Michelle had a mustache. Listen, I did not read this book, but I thank all of you for keeping me up to date, because this is pure foolishness. They always do Michelle wrong. Michelle is on Broadway minding her business, just trying to, get that Broadway coin. And she over there just getting sideswiped and ain't bothering nobody. Lord, leave Michelle alone. Michelle just been trying to live. That is so petty. I promise you that is so petty. Why did you have to let us know that Michelle got a mustache? I said, now, why would she say that? I mean, why would she insinuate that her child is slow? At least all she got from Michelle is she got a mustache. I'd rather have a mustache than be called slow. Okay, I was trying to make sure I didn't miss out on any of y'all comments over here. Yeah, they've been doing Michelle in for a while. Y'all see Michelle fell off the stage. Ain't nobody go get her. They just poor Michelle. Said Tina Jolene's biggest op from the beginning. It's starting to feel like it. Said I bet she didn't talk about how everybody was saying her daughter had halitosis. Oh. Said, is Tina jealous of Beyonce? That's an interesting question. Said, Millie has been reading the book on Station Head. Beyonce and them did not read that book. Lord. Said, she said the teacher told her she was slow. Lord. I don't think anybody approved of Tina writing this book. Tina wrote this book the same way she be on Instagram liking stuff and saying that she got hacked. It was the same method. You can't tell me no different. Said most readers called her ditzy. Said, but her daughter called Michelle to drain her spirit when they are in trouble, allegedly. Lord have mercy. Yeah, Matthew is definitely, he's ashamed of this project. He feels like it's going to slow down money for his daughter. It's going to hinder opportunities. Yeah, he's whoo, y'all. He over there soaking. He's heartbroken about this when he got the message coming in about the book, and he's thinking about how he's going to take action because he's afraid of how this is going to affect work for everybody attached to the brand. So Matthew Knowles is definitely not in agreement of this book and what Tina did with this book. You said Tina admitted to having a big mouth in the book. I'm glad she did. That was very kind of her. Said, I'll never forget when Michelle fell. I was watching it live and I just got cable that day. I'll never forget that either because, I mean, it was like, it wasn't even like she fell. It was like she evaporated. She just disappeared. The only one looked back was Kelly. Kelly was like, can you? Well, let me go on with Beyonce. Beyonce ain't even look. She just kept on going. Performance kept going. Michelle was gone, y'all. They became a duo. Next thing you know, the crowd, they was trying to help Michelle when she popped back up so she can get back on the stage. Woo, the good old days of 106 and Park. Yeah. So I'm gonna close this on this for Matthew. It looks like he wants to move forward before some truth actually comes out. So he, for the most part, it feels like most of what she wrote in this book, in his opinion, allegedly is rubbish. And he feels like, you know what I said, she opened a can of worms and something bigger could come out of what she said, but he does not like the tone or direction she took for this book at all, energetically, from what I can see, allegedly. So if he doesn't speak up, it's like he's trying to figure out what he can do behind the scenes. His energy feels very fidgety. He's very, very upset and trying to figure out how to do the PR work, how to kind of like put out the fire, so to speak. Said the way she wrote about Kelly, it felt like she was taken and moved around illegally. Ooh. I just don't find it in my heart to read this book. I mean, thank y'all for keeping it up, keeping me up to par with what's going on in this book. I just never wanted to read it. Said I don't like how they left the girls in Atlanta back in the day without them, left them with the industry person. Hold on, left them with the industry person. It was like Diddy Flavor Camp. Wow. Thank you, Zoe. Said I thought Kelly was a cousin to Bay and Solo. Baby, it's gone from cousin to sister to like a sister. I don't know what the heck is going on. Said, and then Tina did the family tree and put Kelly on her side of the family tree. That part threw the hell out of me. It's like, what is she doing on your side of the family tree, Tina? I mean, what? Like you just gonna recreate a family tree and disregard what's actually in the real one? Said, I'm curious to know how Kelly feels about Camel. It gives she used to crush on him. I heard that Kelly had made a comment recently that kind of threw people about the relationship between Beyonce and Jay. I haven't been able to source the comment. Let's see. It says she lost Solange in the studio and found her. I heard that, and that is still crazy to me. Found her locked in a room with Tupac and his friends, and they were getting lifted. Like, that still, to reread that right now, that pisses me off because it's like, how careless are you? Because from what I heard, Solo was only like 4 or 5 years old. So she's 5 and she's in a room with Tupac and his friends and they're smoking. How in the world did you let a child that small out of your sight long enough to be locked in a room with grown men? Let alone grown men that were smoking. Like, just like they just treated her the way she wrote this and the way it feels is like they treated her like the throwaway. Said Kelly was allegedly exposed as a sister, aka Matthew's love child, but they smoothed it out as a cousin. We'll say allegedly. Interesting. Said the family tree is what started the conversation because she said Kelly was born in 1974. Um, so you mean to tell me Beyonce was supposed to be born in what, 81? Kelly was born allegedly in 74. That would make her what? Like 7 years older than Beyonce, according to her book. So you mean to tell me you had a grown woman in a group with teenage girls, but all of a sudden when the group came out, she was a teenager with the teenage girls? Like, how does that work? Like, her timelines are all messed up in this book. Yeah, said her mother's deceased, but that's still her mother. I agree. So that gives child protective services. Yeah, that does not feel right at all. That whole story is messed up. So why tell anyone just so you can name drop Tupac? Maybe that was the point of telling it because she could name drop Tupac, but it sounded extremely irresponsible and dangerous to me. No matter who was in the room, especially in the industry, it's like, why are you telling this? Said Kelly called Matthew dead just a few months ago after she moved in with them, but didn't call Tina mom until 18. That's very interesting to me. Is Matthew the pappy? Interesting. Said to her best friend from school. So everyone, will say, getting lifted, and others not caring of whose kids are around because of their social status. Okay, so yeah, said so pretty much she's saying that Kelly would possibly in her 50s. Y'all see how crazy her timeline sounds? So you mean to tell me Kelly would be around 50, 51, but Beyonce would still be 44, 43? But they were all within like a year apart in the group, like two were 14, two were 15. Like, how in the hell did Kelly get that old? But it is like, is Beyonce a vampire? Like, how does Tina's timeline work? That's all I want to know. So it's been said that Matthew was Kelly's dad from the very beginning. We'll say allegedly. Uh, and Bay said that she didn't like Kelly calling her dad. Wow. Says, so who approved this book? I would love to know because this book should have sat in the back of something. We shouldn't be reading it right now. Not the way it's being written. Said one part of the book they was all 15. See what I mean? That's what I said. Her timelines is crazy. So well, her makeup artist said they slept in coffins. What? Said exactly she was okay looking like a bad mother so people know y'all knew Tupac. That's ridiculous and trifling. Like, I wouldn't care who was in the room. Like, that's a small baby. She ain't got no business in a locked room with grown men smoking. That's just stupid. Not ask the cards if Tina got to mention. Oh, oh no. So Kelly turned 44 in February with a full photo shoot. Okay. So that's why they can never get the ages right when they ask about how old Bay was when they met Jay. So that's what killed me just now. Listen, I don't know if she thought that she would just put this book out to cause a scramble and confuse people, but girl, all the timelines that I've heard in this book are severely off. It made me so glad I didn't read it. Said, OMG, why did I have a vision of them sleeping in coffins? Listen, I don't put nothing past industry people anymore. I mean, I wouldn't know if they slept in coffins, but that has been a thing for several famous people throughout the decades. Y'all be surprised how many of them famous people actually have coffins in their house that they do sleep in and do rituals in. Said Jules came out saying that he loves his mother because everyone was feeling bad for her after the book came out. Aww. So Kelly and Beyonce are only 8 months apart. Kelly was the oldest. Matt had her first allegedly. Said, I feel she did this on purpose, but what is it that she's distracting us from? Let's see. What is, let's ask. What is Tina distracting us from? What's the overlay for the underplay? What is Tina distracting us from? You said Solange told her mom at 16 that she wanted a baby because she wasn't going to live long. Tina went behind her back and told her BD not to marry her. What? That's crazy. Didn't ask why she wasn't going to live long. She should have taken that Tupac story to the grave. I believe she should have had. Said, I don't care. I didn't think Beyonce is Matthew's child. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Ooh. Oops. Said Tina told Solange that she was gonna work at McDonald's and that she won't help her while pregnant. What? Said so she told Sola that she could be anything in the world, but hold on, let me go back. She could be anything in the world but a singer. She's the more talented one out the two, especially when you talk about her pen, because Solo can write a damn song. Solange friend died when she was a teen, so it made her jumpstart a marriage and have a baby. Oh wow. Okay, let me focus. What is she distracting us from? What is she distracting us from? What the heck is Tina distracting us from? Because this book is a mess. It's talking about shambles on pages. What is she distracting us from? Dang, she tried to talk her baby daddy out of marrying her. And that's crazy because they got married when she was actually pregnant, if I'm not mistaken. So why would you try to force your daughter to be a single mother? That's hateful. I asked what she was trying to distract us from, and it looks like impending judgment coming that's going to be too heavy for them to bear when the other shoe drops. So this is bigger than the ticket sales, allegedly. This looks like she's afraid of the judgment that's coming. She's trying to do whatever she has to do to keep everything afloat before the other shoe drops. I don't think she helped y'all. And whoever bought this book, y'all didn't help her either. Because this book is a fool. I don't blame Matthew. He got a right to be mad about this book. Said I knew Tina wasn't shit. It's just always been something about her energy, very witchy and evil. Said Tina is listening to us speak on the book and going to on the press. a press run to try to clear it up, but baby, it's out. But she can listen to us all she wants to. But it's like she's trying to fight off impending judgment and betrayal. She thought that she would take a leap of faith and take things into her own hands. That was a bad idea. Yeah, now she's juggling with the idea. It was an unrequited offer. Um, it definitely backfired. It did the complete opposite of what she thought it was going to do. Yeah, how long did she say she was writing this book? Because I don't get the energy that this book took as long as people thought it did. Like she may have compiled some information and decided to hurry up and put this out. I don't get that it took that long to put this together. And that would explain why there's so many misconceptions or gaps with her timeline, because there's something about this that feels thrown together. Said it's not only it's not the only thing she's juggling. Said it reads like it took 3 to 5 business days. Damn, y'all are funny. Yeah, the whole situation is a burden on the family. Like the word that I'm hearing literally is debacle. Hmm. Okay, hold on. Let's cover her boobies. So yeah, she thought this would give hope to the family, like she would be able to turn things around PR wise. Yeah, eight of wands. This y'all, this book may have been a pamphlet a couple of weeks ago. Thank you, 40 Boom 3X. Please like, share, and subscribe. Says she done blew Camel spot up with the Jersey home. Y'all, this book is the help that is not helping. I promise you it's not. Said God works in mysterious ways, the truth from the horse's mouth. Oh my God. Said don't get no better than that. Said Beyonce stole Kelly's voice and ran with it. Everyone says Kelly sounds like Bey, but it's actually the other way around, speaking and singing. Lulu, very interesting concept there. I'm not gonna say she stole Kelly's voice. What I will say is Kelly definitely has the more powerful voice out the two. Kelly has the gospel voice. Kelly's voice is way more rich and well-rounded, and it's got more depth, more soul. So you're definitely on to something there. And Kelly has the ability to sing not only in her register, but in Beyonce's register. And she can listen and mimic Beyonce's voice and sing back parts in the way that Beyonce would sing it in her own register. So I personally believe that Kelly is the more talented of the two, but Beyonce got more of the shine. Said Kelly's very eloquent. She can be an orator. I believe so. Said that is how you know she really, hold on, that is how you know she's really the older sister. I won't say that you know that she's really the older sister that way, but she's definitely, to me, in my professional opinion, she's the more trained, stronger singer. Kelly sings Beyonce's backup tracks. Their voices sound so similar. Kelly is the strongest voice. Yes, I totally agree on that. I don't know if some of y'all know, but half of Dangerously in Love is actually Kelly's voice. That was a song that was supposed to be for Destiny Child. They didn't put it on the last Destiny Child album, and Beyonce chose to keep that song for her album. But most of Dangerously in Love was Kelly's vocals, allegedly. Said, oh wow, she was really just giving up all the tea. Said, I think the book was supposed to come together with the Mother of the Year award, but it just made us question more why she got that award. I agree. Said, I want to know if Oprah was being messy putting it in her book club. Baby, she probably, I mean, they hang in the same circles. So it probably was a favor for a favor, and anything attached to Beyonce is going to sell. Said Destiny Swap. Now that's interesting. Said it's basically Kelly. Kelly's voice is, I mean, R. Kelly said the same thing that I'm saying right now before he got locked up. Um, and I meant to find something else on here. I was about to say tell y'all to remind me, but hell, I didn't tell y'all to remind me, so I can't hold y'all to that. Okay. Now I'm gonna play something for y'all, and I want to see how many of y'all ever heard this before. Hold on. You want us to go to that show, right? What? Because we gonna take everything. Yeah, but everybody does that. No, everybody does. Yeah, you know. But it is gonna be crazy. But we go and meet everybody. Say, hey, great show, and then still is. You don't want us to go to that show, right? What? Because we gonna take everything. Now y'all hear what she said. Y'all hear what she said, right? I meant to bring that up earlier when I was reading the energy of why she was hiring so many barbs. So my apologies for not remembering that earlier. But I wanted to show y'all that. Because that came out of her own mouth when she was still in Destiny Child. This was that Soldier album. Hold on. Now let me find something else. Hold on. Let's see if I can find it. Dang, I can't even play this on here. I might be able to get away with this, y'all. Hold on. Nope, I ain't gonna be able to do it because this is going through more than one song. But it was showing Kelly's vocal range, her hitting a high C, and what it is that she's vocally able to do. I have to just play that on station head. Why, thank you, OG Spooks, for noticing my forehead and engaging with us because all comments help to get me out into the algorithm. So thank you for coming in and acknowledging my forehead. We appreciate you. Said she would go in that video and record the shows in smaller towns and then steal it for her own shows in her own words. Allegedly. Said Kelly is related to Donna Summers. Everyone should know that. I've never heard that before, sweetheart. I mean, she does give Donna Summers look. She's definitely got the legs, but I've never heard that. I do believe that if there was anyone to play Donna Summers in a movie, it should be Kelly. Hands down, it should be Kelly. Yeah. Yeah. Looks like there's something coming out very soon that has to do with Knight of Wands and Eight of Pentacles. And it really feels like Mama Tina's trying to do her part to turn this situation around before certain information comes out. I want y'all to know, you know, with Diddy trial coming out next month, there's no telling what could actually come out. And just to think, his trial is starting on Cinco de Mayo out of all days. Who goes to trial starting on Cinco de Mayo? I mean, just wow. Hey, Tanja. Said, I've always heard Beyonce was older than she claims. It's more believable that they were born in the late 60s, early 70s. It adds up, and I believe Tina slipped up by revealing Kelly's birth year as 74. I don't know what in the world she tried to do or what she meant to do. Her help did not help. That's all I can say. She gives the help that hurts. Because now so many people are going to be, you know, watching this situation, waiting to see how it plays out, and it's going to be a mess. Like she caused so many people to think about things that they weren't even trying to think about. He said 5, 5, 25. That's a lot of fives. It's going to be a mess. Yes, 5 is the number in gematria of conflict. It's definitely a number that you don't want to see. It's like a nightmare number, especially for what he's going through. The fact that he's talking about pleading insanity is nuts. Pun and no pun intended. Yes, baby, this is the help that hurts. I wouldn't want Tina to help me worth a damn. Let my enemies help me if you got to help. Because this is a fool. Let's see. I want to see how Solange feels. Y'all, let's see how Solange feels about the way her mother talks about her and how she treats her. Tay, it doesn't just mean change. If you see 555, that means change through, you know, chaotic means, like a tower moment. You don't want change through fives because fives can be upheaval. It's definitely going to change, but it's going to change in a rocky type of way. Said just found out Biggie's mom passed earlier. Like, yeah, at least she saw him get locked up. You said, yeah, the change could be for the better or worse. Well, if it's 555, it's going to be a change through chaos regardless. Even if it works out for the better, it's like driving a brand new car over potholes. It's like it's not the change you want. It is definitely, you know, change through upheaval. So let's see. How does Solo feel about her mother and this book? Because we already read Tina last week. But listen. Oh, God. How does she feel about this book? You said 4. 4s are more harmonious. Fours have to do more with stability, but it can be stability and stubbornness. It depends on what you're looking for. But seeing fours is way better than seeing fives, because five mean no matter what you do, it's gonna change. You just gonna have to roll with it. Says she was on Star Search. I didn't know Solange was on Star Search. I remember Beyonce on there. Baby, I don't know about 163 now. You getting off in the lottery numbers. You I can't tell you to play the lottery, but you might need to play that in the lottery. But if you were going to do that in gematria, the 1 is 6 is 7 plus the 3 is 10. That goes back to 1. 1 is always the beginning. Yeah. Solo just wants to move on. She wants to go in a new direction. Hey, I mean, if you hit, you hit. Congrats. But that number always goes back down into a 1. Said, oh, wow, I never thought about it being 1981 when she was on there. Wait a minute, who was on there in 1981? What am I missing? Said, funny how all the federal workers have to come into work that day as well. It's going to be a lot for everyone. Yes. I don't remember her being on there in 1981. I think it was 91. Y'all got to stop listening to the internet. She wasn't on no Star Search in 81. 81 wasn't even that. No, it was 91. It wasn't 81. Almost confused the hell out of me on that one. No. It wasn't 81. It was 91. I remember that very well because Aaliyah was on there, I want to say, like 92. Yeah, it was 91, not 81. So you got the 9 of Wands here, the wounded warrior. So yeah, poor baby, she wants to go in a new direction. It's like, this is someone who been hurting, but she holds her own. She's definitely the warrior of the family, spiritually, mentally, and physically. My hat goes off to Solo. She the most solid one out the family as far as I'm concerned. King of Wands. Judgment. Okay, so allegedly she feel like her brother-in-law is finally going to face judgment. Former NFL star Larry Johnson said he saw kids at Le Camel in Doan's party in the early 2000s. Yes, he did say that when he was leaving out. Derek, why don't you do me a favor and come wipe for me? Since you just happen to pop up and this is the only thing you know how to comment on. You don't have anything to say about content or anything else, but you want to worry about how I wipe. Come over here and wipe my ass for me, Derek, since it concerns you that bad. Nope. Cat Eyes, you ain't have to stop them from commenting. When they that damn stupid, I want to see what they got to say. Because people like that love to come out and comment, but they ain't going to say nothing to you face to face. And if you wanted to show up and wipe my ass for me, I would charge you for it, you pervert. Like, why do y'all keep coming on here with that same comment every week, but can't comment on none of the content? You ain't got nothing else better to do? Nothing else on here to watch? It's a whole entire plethora of things on YouTube to watch. Why do you have to let us know that you a loser and you have nothing else better to do? I wouldn't want everybody to know that I have nothing else better to do in my life but be a bum with a phone in my hand. But back to what I was saying. You have the King of Swords here that represents law enforcement. So it feels like she may be feeling that it's pretty much curtains for her brother-in-law, and that his day is coming soon. Because I want y'all to look at both these cards here. Um, King of Wands and the King of Swords. Y'all see his moons behind both these kings. So it means there's a lot of secrets that are about to be unearthed. And there's another king here at the bottom of the deck, King of Pentacles. This looks like somebody that's like in a hall of records or something. Like a vault or a hall of records. Somebody has a lot of information, a lot of secrets. Says she paid them and she makes it work. Said they tried so hard to come over here and distract you, but it doesn't work. I mean, they could try, baby, but at the end of the day, they need to know I was thrown out of detention for cracking jokes. So it don't make me no never mind. I feel so bad looking at this spread for Solo, because it's like, I mean, she just couldn't catch a break. The Hermit. Yeah, she stays to herself. She pretty much stays out the way, stays away from everybody. Because she knows spiritually, karmically, financially, legally, she knows justice is coming down the peak and down the pike. Somebody's going to have to pay soon. So it's like she's separating herself anyway. Like, y'all treat me, hey, Nisi Poo, like y'all treat me all types of ways anyway. And I see, what's coming for y'all. So it's no big deal for her to separate from everybody, because they already treat her in a way to where, they push her away, so to speak. And they always have. Yeah, the Lovers. So it's like she's making a choice to just go forward and just move on and follow her blessings, follow her calling. Well, good for her. To me, she's the dope one anyway. But she has heavy anxiety of how things are going to go. So, I mean, y'all, she really does not... How do I describe this? It's like if you're used to people disappointing you and hurting your feelings, it's like, yeah, you're hurt by the way this came about, but it's like it's no big surprise. When somebody has always made a difference or treated you a certain way, it's like, that's real messed up that you would do that, but it's you. So what more do I expect, so to speak? Allegedly. But it does look like it really, bothered her. It hurt her. But she's just like, you know what? I just got to move on and do what I got to do. So, just wow. Said she is the real one, down to earth. One of the family. I agree. It's really sad to see that Tina didn't even think remotely how this will make her feel. Let's see, you said, Angel, what does 222 and 111 mean? I keep seeing those, like, well, they all have different meanings. Because when you're talking about angel numbers to tarot numbers, they can differ. Because even with angel numbers can be locked into different Bible verses, or they can represent a singular energy. So I would, just do a quick Google search and see which one resonates with you, because you can get 4 to 5 meanings back for the same angel number, because that same angel number can pull up, what that angel number means for love, what it means for work, what it means for money. So you have to see exactly what resonates with you. Said Tina never cared about Solo's feelings. It don't feel like it. I promise you it don't. Said Solo album Crane in the Sky was fire. They always treat that girl like she has no talent, but to me she's the one that actually is like the heartbeat of what's hot in the family. Like I want to say, what's the one where Formation? Like part of that look that B had in Formation reminded me of Solo and how she used to dress. And there's times where you'll see B go out and do photos, and you go back and look at Solo's old photos, and it'll look like she had on her sister's attire, or she was styled like her sister. I agree. It's plenty of seats at the table, but it seems like the family only banked on Beyonce being, the breadwinner of the family. Glad I can help you, Blue Royalty. Um, y'all got any more suggestions? I'll take one more suggestion, and then after I read that one, I'll wrap up for the evening because I got to get up early tomorrow. And then everybody that's in membership tomorrow, I will see y'all tomorrow at 8 p.m. So Tina said she only had Solo because Beyonce wanted a sibling. Damn, I mean, how many times can you swing on somebody without them? Like we don't see Solange say anything that warrants the way that they just keep coming for her. So I remember Beyonce saying that she and her sister had similar styles in 2002, but then she linked up with Jay and started a solo career. Interesting. It makes sense because I've seen it throughout the years. So thank you for mentioning that. I mean, even that song Upgrade You, the one that was for DirecTV commercial, that was one that Solo wrote. That was one of her sister's biggest hits. Said, yeah, they wanted a boy instead. Damn, it just get worse and worse. They treat her like the child under the steps. Tina says she made them go to therapy because B was so mean to her. I mean, hell, it sounded like she was treating her the same way Mama was treating her. Why would they have to go to therapy because one of them don't know how to act? Why wouldn't you just discipline the one that don't know how to act and send that one to therapy? Like, why should the one that's being bullied go to therapy because the other one don't know how to not bully him? I mean, to me, they always try to make it seem like Solo has mental health issues and she's the loose cannon, but I feel like she has the right to feel the way she feels because y'all always treat her like a third-class citizen. Said Solo wrote Bootylicious. I didn't know that. Said she dropped off Solo for her first 3 months as a baby. It was to her sister's house and her friend, I can't remember. Damn. I'm starting to think Tina created that rift between those girls. It feels like it. I promise you it feels like it. Because the old videos that I saw of them rehearsing and singing, like Beyonce, I want to say, looked like she was in elementary school. And Solange wanted to join in and sing with her sister. And they literally told her to shut up and move. Like, moved her out the frame. And I thought that was so mean. Like, I come from a family where everybody sings, y'all. Matter of fact, I had found this picture by mistake the other day because I was trying to find it in membership. Let me see if I can find it now. Let me see. Let's see if I can find it, y'all. I know it's way, way back somewhere. I really feel for her. Like, they treat Solo so bad. And it seemed like nobody in the family cares that she get treated that way. Said I watched it happen in my own family. Said it's a lots of mothers who turn siblings against each other and they sit up and talk to one sibling about the other. Yeah. You say, hey sis, her smile looks like that from the movie Smile. So maybe that's why Joanne won't push Chloe and Hallie because of how close they are and she wants that bond with Solo. I thought it was weird that Chloe's first video had Tina in it. Like, why is Tina in this music video? That just felt weird. Hey, Cass. Oh shoot, I got the other phone, the phone number turned off while I'm on the live because this is the phone that number is on. Thank you, Cass. Hold on, let me. I gotta go back and find it. So for those of y'all that's not in my membership, everybody in membership, I think y'all showed y'all this. This is back when I had platinum blonde hair for like 12 years. So this is like my natural curl pattern, y'all. My hair is really wavy when I don't straighten it. Team forehead. I'm gonna see if I can find it in here. Thank you, Cass. Doggone it. Because the phone you sent it to is the one I'm on. Well, the one that I'm recording from. Hold on. Years. Hold on. We gonna cheat. Thank y'all for your patience. I gotta clear this phone out, y'all. Okay, here I am. I'm closer. I know it's got to be somewhere in here. Doggone it, Cass. I hate that it's on the other phone. I'm determined to find it now, y'all. It's a picture of my family performing in the garage. Like, we had a whole setup where we used to perform and the neighbors used to yell out the window to, give us their request. I had to go years back in my pictures. Anytime I want to find this picture, I can't. That's crazy. Now I'm determined to find it, y'all. Cass, do me a favor. Let me see something. Send it to my IG. I should have said that earlier, because I can access my IG from both phones. Y'all, if y'all knew how much stuff was in my phone. My phone has more terabytes than most people's damn computers. I know this is too far back. This is 2020. I'm going to find it and post it. So have I watched the new movie Sinners? No, not yet. I plan on going to see it this weekend. Would y'all like a review of Sinners? Would anybody like me to do a spiritual breakdown of Sinners? Thank you. Just sent it to IG. Thank you, thank you. There we go. Cass to the rescue. So y'all, thank you, Cass. Let's see. I'm trying to blow it up to where y'all can see it. Y'all can see it better. Okay. So this was my family. Everybody getting in position, picking all their instruments, tuning everything and getting ready for the performance. Like, y'all, we used to do this every week. I want to say this was back in like 91. Thank you, Cass. Okay, so I'm seeing, I haven't seen anybody say it was outright demonic, but I mean, it is a lot of different people with their vantage point. So, I mean, if y'all want to see me do a spiritual breakdown and review of Sinners, please let me know. I will be more than happy to do so. because I feel like Ryan Coogler tied in a lot of intriguing things. I like the way that he tied the history of music and blues together and took the vampires throughout music so that you could see the influence of blues throughout music, and blues in itself was its own entity and religion. So please do one. I think even your knowledge of music will provide a nice perspective. Okay. Well, I'll do a pop-up live this weekend, where I'll break down the full movie, and it's going to be called Sinners Spoiler Alert. So when you see the title Sinners Spoiler Alert, then that's going to be me, breaking down the movie and, everything. Like we're going to go through the full entire movie to talk about the spirituality of it, the time period of it. Um, for those of you who don't know, which I don't know how many of y'all don't know, because if you watch me for a while, I talk about where my family is from all the time. My family is from the Delta. I have, a grandmother that was born in the Delta. So it's very interesting to me to see how many Hispanic people were upset because they didn't feel like they were represented. But it was less than 1% of them in the Delta at the time. And they're almost non-existent in the Delta right now as we speak. So I don't know how they wanted to be represented. For people who don't know, there were Mexicans that were sent into the deltas to pick cotton as sharecrop, but the good old community back then, you said, what's the Delta? The Mississippi Delta, baby. So when you hear somebody say they're from the Delta, they're from Mississippi. So yeah, the way that the laws were constructed back then, the white people of the Delta, especially those that were part of the Ku Klux Klan, were very adamant about putting laws into effect to keep the little Mexican children out of the schools with their children. They did not want any integration of any kind with their children in school. So they passed laws to keep the Mexican children from even being able to enter their schools. And the Mexican people that were brought into that area for that short period of time had to leave because either they couldn't afford to stay, or they, just did not have the resources it took to open their own schools and to do certain things. So it just became too expensive for them. And within a year's time, I want to say no longer than possibly a year and a half, they were all sent back out of the Delta because they just could not survive due to the new laws that were brought into fruition in that area. So the stay for the Mexicans that came into the Delta to pick cotton was literally less than a year. So when he showed that tamale stand in the movie, that actually was representation of them being there because they had to open their business in the Black and Indian community of the Delta. So that's where their business would be. And the people of the Delta ended up developing a taste for tamales, and they continued to make them after the Mexican population was forced out. So the fact that Ryan Coogler even put that tamale restaurant there was showing that he was very well learned and researched about his history. I want to say around the time of the stock market crash, Mexican people were brought into the deltas, like I want to say in 1929. By 1930, they had already been pushed out. You said they're saying that Mexicans are mad that they weren't represented in the movie, saying that they got the concept from dusk till dawn. Yeah, I heard that. The guy who put that out there is a plum ass fool, and you can clip this and send it to him. I said it and I'm going to stand on it, because this is the same man that was so excited that Latinos were brought into the next installment of Wakanda. But then when Ryan Coogler didn't put you in his next movie, where you absolutely did not belong in that timepiece period, you get upset because he got to tag you along in everything he does. My question to that man is, where is your anger for the lack of representation for the people in Mexico that look like me? Because in the Sinaloa district, a lot of those people look like me. Why don't we see them in the telenovelas? Why don't we see them in your movies? Where is your rage for the dark-skinned Latin people not being represented? Because there's a lot of them and we don't get to see them. So instead of forcing a black man to represent you, why don't you force more Latin people to represent the full diaspora of Latin people? Because y'all don't represent the full diaspora of Latin people. Let's see Latin people of all colors, not just the white ones. Why is it, what's his name? Gianno Exposito? Great actor. He's had to be a black actor his whole career. He's Afro-Latino. Why couldn't Mr. Esposito be in movies as a Hispanic actor? Excellent actor. Plenty of Afro-Latino people that can't get work unless they go to Black Hollywood because Hispanic Hollywood don't want them. So before he can tell black people, or any person can tell black people, that you need to represent us in your movies, represent all of your own people first. You say he's Italian and black. Interesting. Well, he has no business even speaking. But I will say this, there were plenty of Asian people in the Delta. So, whether they were Chinese, because the Chinese came in first, and then the Eastern Indian population came in later. And the Eastern Indian people, a lot of them started, especially the women, they married into a lot of the black families. And when they had children, they called that admixture Mississippi Masala. Hence the movie with Denzel Washington, Mississippi Masala. So you can't get mad about not being represented because you weren't there. You just making up stuff at this point. You're not even reading your history. Yeah, it's a Giancarlo Esposito is fine as wine too. Listen, I'm mad that The Coldest Winter Ever was never made into a movie, because I had him pegged as Winter's father. If they would have actually been able to turn that book into a movie in the late 90s, early 2000s, he was my pick for Winter's father. I thought he was perfect to play Winter's father. Like, he could have played Winter's father. Terrell Hicks at that time, like, she was popping coming out of New York. I felt like she could have played Winter's mother. Or even like Maia Campbell, because she talked about how gorgeous and dark-skinned her mother was, and she had this wonderful, vivacious figure, and her mother was a head turner. Like, I thought those two would have been perfect. Yes. Like, I can definitely see him as Ricky Santiago. Yeah, I thought he would have been a perfect Ricky Santiago. Absolutely perfect for Ricky Santiago. Like, really suave, nice looking man, cleans up nice, looks good in the button up. Like, I thought he would have been a perfect Ricky Santiago. So yes, Angel, we were all waiting on that. Listen, all I could tell you is that Midnight Trilogy, baby, I got that third book of that Midnight Trilogy, and it made me so mad. It's been sitting under my couch since I got it. Face down. I hated that last Midnight book so bad. I was so disappointed because it felt like Sister Soldier was all over the place, and it just felt so ridiculous that it just felt out of touch from the Midnight that was a part of the series in the first place. Says CC Reads made it into an audiobook with AI on YouTube. Okay. Said her Tasha Smith as the mother. Not Tasha Smith would have made a nice mother for her because she got the attitude and then she flies. So I could see that for sure. Said, OMG, I randomly found out about Terrell Hicks and she was, yeah, she has this HBO clip on YouTube singing down on the subway. Yeah, Terrell Hicks was very talented. Like, I remember when she redid, what's her name? Doggone it. What's her name? The song, Denise Williams, Silly. And Silly is not an easy song to sing. Said people don't even think she wrote The Coldest Winter Ever. Interesting. That was one of the best books of the late 90s. Say we just knew we were getting a movie. Those books had us in the chokehold. Yes. I knew it was downhill when they said Jada Pinkett bought the rights to the book because she wanted to play Winter. It's like, you don't go sit your bobblehead ass down. You about 40. Don't nobody want to see a 40-year-old play a 16-year-old. Why would you do that? Nothing about your aesthetic says Winter. Like, I knew Jada was delusional then. What you say, what a time to be alive. Like, that pissed me off. Like, you sold this to her with this misguided plan that she was going to play Winter. I'm so glad that version didn't come out because think about it. Jada Pinkett playing Winter. You know how many people would have been in the movies throwing popcorn and everything? That would have been a travesty. Like, you not even in the age, and don't get me wrong, because in Black Hollywood, because a lot of, especially back then, a lot of your Black actors aged really slowly. Like, what's her name that played Dion on Clueless? Y'all know who I'm talking about, Stacey Dash. Stacey Dash was 31 when she played Dion. But Jada just did not fit that aesthetic whatsoever. You said, no, ma'am, she needed to. Sit her puffy giant ass down. I can't even. I can't even say that out loud. Oh my God. Yeah, Stacey Dash was 31 when she played in Clueless. Y'all didn't know that? Yeah, she was 31 in that movie. Said I absolutely love that book. If a movie ever comes out, they should make it modern. I could see that happening, but who do y'all think the cast should be if it comes out now? Like, I think that Cash Doll could now play Winter's mom if we make it modern. We can make Cash Doll Winter's mom, but who would Ricky Santiago be? Said she looked damn good to play that role. Yeah, she was 31. Said 50 could do it. Well, I don't think he would be a Ricky Santiago. Like, I definitely could see him as one of the people in the movie, but not Santiago. Like, I could see 50 playing like Midnight when he came to the cemetery as an adult. Because remember, he ended up getting the younger daughters. Okay, production. Got it. Okay. Yeah, I could definitely see Cash playing the mother. Because the way that she described the mother, like beautiful dark-skinned woman, voluptuous, shapely, like eyes turn when she walked by, that sounds like Cash. Aaron Pierce. Oh, that'd be interesting. But could he pull off the vernacular? Because not only would it be a New York vernacular, it would also have to be a Spanish vernacular as well. So Terrence, yes. Okay. Terrence Howard as Santiago. I could see him as the older Santiago when Santiago goes to jail. Benjamin Bratt. That's interesting. Who y'all see as Winter? Like who in this generation could play Winter? Because I don't know who I would see as Winter in this generation. Storm Reed. Destiny Ryan, interesting. Tiana Taylor. I could see, it depends on how, if Normani has some good acting skills. Ryan Destiny, interesting. Tiana Taylor, definitely interesting. Coco Jones, now that would be interesting. Who said Glow? We ain't gonna put Glow in this one now. How the hell she? I don't think Glow could get that one off. A young Ashanti. Now I do think Ashanti in her youth would have been a great um, Winter. Okay, Mercedes Martin. Mercedes Martin. Hmm. Oh Lord, no, I wouldn't put Henny in this one. She could be one of her friends because she definitely has some wild friends. Little Mama. Hmm. Who do y'all see as the new Midnight? Because Midnight to me is a tall order because he's very refined from the first book, not that last book. That last Midnight book got on the last piece of my soul. But Midnight is very refined. He's very, you know, stoic and well put together as far as how he carries himself. Maybe Laz Alonso for the dad. Oh yeah. Laz Alonso is nice to look at too. I would appreciate Laz is Ricky Santiago. Is does he have the acting chops to pull it off? He's definitely nice to look at. Yara Sheedy. Let me look Yara up because I don't know who Yara is. Okay, she's cute. She's a pretty girl. I can see that. I don't know what her acting chops. Okay, she comes from Blackish. Okay. I have to see how she acts, but she's cute. So what about Chloe Bailey as Winter? It would be interesting. They gotta work with her on her acting is still a little bit too close to her being herself. Like we don't believe Chloe as a bad girl. Like she's tried, but ooh, Kofi, yes, Kofi would make a great Midnight. Yes, baby, I could see that one. That'd be nice. Yes, yes, yes. So if only we had Dolph, he would be a perfect Midnight. I don't see Dolph as Midnight. I think Kofi fits him better. And see, you got to remember, Midnight is African. He's very refined. He's very well spoken, very traveled. Kofi, I think, fits better into that. Like Dolph may look like Midnight, but I don't think he fits the overall vibe of Midnight. Kofi, I think, is a good choice. He feels like the way that I can see in my head what Midnight would look like when she wrote it. So I think that's a really good choice. Y'all gonna make me have to pick that book back up because I can't remember what was the guy's name that Winter was dating when the guy made her serve her mom. If y'all remember the book where her mom came to the door, she was strung out, and the guy made her serve the fiend, and the fiend ended up being her mama. What was his character's name? Because that was messed up. He knew that was her mama at the door and made her serve her mama. You say him or Trevante Rhodes. Let me be nosy. Who the hell is you, Trevante? Okay. I'm going to go with the last choice. Trevante, I can let him move some things around the house, but I'm going to go with the last choice. I think Kofi is the better one. I don't see him from Midnight. He's nice to look at, though. Nice chocolateness. Nice to look at. But I think Kofi got that one for me. Yeah, hold on. Y'all, hold on. Wait a minute now. There go Trevante. Look at them arms. Look like he could just move all kind of stuff around the house. Just got me excited. Just go move the refrigerator. Just go do something strong. Yeah, that looked like Midnight to me. That to me looks like the perfect casting for Midnight. When she wrote about Midnight, like I see somebody like him. Especially this one. Hold on. Hold on. There we go. I don't know what the hell he's thinking about, but yes. That's Midnight for me. Like, Winter, how could you give that man a hard time? He just looked like, yes, daddy. How did you give that man a hard time? And it's so crazy, y'all, in the book. Like it's like she battled with how fine she thought he was and then would give him a hard time. And it's kind of funny because it's like at times you could tell he kind of liked her, but he was mad because she was dumb. It's like I can't do this, girl. She empty-headed. You said, okay, I can dig it. Yeah, he looks like, to me, the embodiment of how she wrote him to be. Now, let's see, Terrell Hicks. I want y'all to see, Terrell Hicks would be my pick for if the movie came back out then. That's Terrell Hicks. She's also the girl that was a DMX girlfriend from Belly. This was her in Belly. So I think like if they casted the movie back then, she would have been perfect to play Winter's mom. So if they were to cast Winter's mother now, I think Cash would be a really, really good choice. Said Be More Careful by Shannon Holmes is another one. Yeah, I like Be More Careful. That was just a good time in urban literature. So I don't know. Ooh, hold on. Let's see. Giancarlo Esposito. Let's find him. Okay, that's an older picture of him. Let's find a younger one. And he's still a handsome man. Trying to find his more youthful pictures. Why they got so many older pictures of him? Hold on. Okay, we'll just go with this. So that's Mr. Exposito. I think he would make a perfect Ricky Santiago. Yes, Big Brother Almighty. Yeah. So those are the people I would have casted back then. Like, I don't know who I would get to play him now. You said you got me ordering the book. Tez, listen. Let me warn you how that book had us turned out, okay? We were all at work with this book not getting much of any damn thing accomplished. What we would do was read a chapter and like we would we would be on the lookout for management while we sitting here at work like, girl, that book was good. Like I would have that book with me in the bed. Cause you would want to get to the end of the chapter before you could go to sleep. Said that was a good book. We used to share it in school. Yeah, everybody did. That was one of those books that got stolen like your favorite mixtape. Said I was born a bookworm. I absolutely adore a good book. That's wonderful. I don't like where she took the Midnight Saga to. But before, I feel like she stretched it too far and kind of ran out of ideas for Midnight and it kind of made them convoluted. Because Midnight was a very complex character. Like the way she wrote about Midnight, he just felt like he was fine. Said I couldn't wait until the weekend came around to read my books all weekend. Yes, it definitely stretched it too far. Yeah, I promise you. That last one, it's still under my couch. I was so mad that Amazon even let me buy that book. That's the only book of hers I ever gave a terrible review. It was, to me, it was horrible. So I think she waited too long with the continuing story. I believe so too. I think she She let the momentum die down and then stretched it way too far. When she took him over into Asia and married him to the Asian girl who couldn't speak English, and her family was like tied into, I was like, what the hell is this? I got so mad. I threw the damn book up under the couch. I refused to pick it up. And then when she put pictures in the book of what everybody looked like, I was just pissed. Like, who is this little boy? This is not the Midnight that I was reading about. I don't know this little boy. Please get these pictures out of this book. I don't feel like I'm supposed to be reading about a little boy and his wife. Something about this ain't right. Yeah, it felt disjointed. It did. It felt nothing like her earlier previous works. It just was a waste. Said that's when I ventured out to other authors. See, it ain't just me. It ain't just me. Now, I do want to get the update on the books that she did with the sister. Because I want to say, was that Mercedes? That was the sister after. Yeah, was that Mercedes? Because the twins, all of them except for Winter, was named after cars. It was the middle sister, and then it was the twins that Midnight ended up with. Said my uncle made me read Ayanla's biography, shaking my head. She was a trip. Said it wasn't all that good. I read them both. Okay, I didn't get a chance to read them. Okay, so it feels like once she got to a certain point, she may have ran out of steam. I wanted to read. Um, no, was that the sister Portia? Like I said, either way, all of them were names after cars because it was like Portia, Mercedes, and Lexus were the last three girls. I just couldn't remember which two of the car girls was the twins and which one was the middle daughter. But the middle daughter was like, she wanted to be like Winter when she grew up. And every time Winter got something, she was jealous because she thought she was supposed to get the same stuff. But her and Winter had an age gap. Like Winter was 16 and she was 10, and she was mad. Like, why y'all getting me Mickey Mouse watches and she getting cars? So I knew she was gonna be a problem. Like, oh, she gonna definitely be next up. So I figured like the story would pick up with her because she did what Winter couldn't do, trying to carry on the family's name. Said, I really wonder why The Coldest Winter Ever never made it to the big screen. They were hyping it up so much. All I know is Jada Pinkett allegedly bought the rights to the screenplay because she wanted to play Winter, and then it never made it to the big screen. So I don't know what happened. That was just a rumor. So how about Maxwell to play Ricky? That would be interesting. But it would have had to be Maxwell back then versus Maxwell now. That would have been interesting. Like to see him and Terrell Hicks together. You said, man, now I want to read the book. Listen, that first book is addictive. I promise you. I promise you, I promise you, I promise you. Now, what she did as she progressed years later with the story, I can't tell you. The first Midnight book was good. The Coldest Winter was good. The Coldest Winter Ever. And it just seemed like she hit a wall and it just dissipated and it never came back. You said, me too, putting it in my Amazon cart. Listen, y'all gonna enjoy that book. I promise you on everything. Oh, that book was so good. We were at work with that book. Like I've reread that book. I can't tell you how many times. So I would read a lot of Zane books. Oh Lord, Zane had people all in the tizzy. Y'all, the ones who haven't read The Coldest Winter Ever, when you read that book, come back in here and tell us in the comments how you felt about it. Because that book had hip hop in a chokehold. Like the Source magazine, the Vibe magazine, I don't even know if they want this cosign at this point, but even Puffy was raving over this book. He said, "So the coldest winter ever is the one to start with." Yes, that's the one that started the whole journey. Now, if you can read the last two of the Midnight Saga for free, please do so. Don't buy the last one at all. That's the one I wish I could just throw it in traffic right now. Said I'm going to have to pull my copy out and reread it. Said, "Woo child, not saying brought back memories." Said, "Yes, Rihanna. Oh Lord." He said he was a virgin, but I was into the books. Ooh, Zane had you in a tizzy. Oh, you said I read it on YouTube. Oh, so anybody who, I ain't gonna tell you not to buy the book because I liked the book. But if you want to listen to the audio book of The Coldest Winter Ever, it is on YouTube. Now, I don't know how the audio book reads because, sometimes people can read audiobooks and they be boring. I don't know. I enjoyed personally reading the book. It said Zane was in another world and another level. Baby, Zane had everybody moist. Well, Tez, you'll like that one in your bookcase. That is a good one. It's a good page turner. So Adam Rodriguez from Sandino. Yes, Lord, yes, yes, yes. He can play Ricky Santiago. I'll take that one. Ooh wee. Now that'd be interesting. Him and Cash Doll as a couple. That would be a hell of a damn interesting look. They actually would look good together. It would be a strange combination to see, but I think they would look good together. I used to read Carl Weber. I read across the board. Like I'm a James E. Patterson person. Patricia Caldwell because I love suspense novels. Like if you're accustomed to James Patterson was like Kiss the Girls, Along Came a Spider, like all of those big suspense movies. He wrote the books that turns into those movies. Was the movie Seven? Like a lot of those big blockbuster movies, he wrote those. Even I'm trying to think. Alex Cross, he was the one that wrote Alex Cross. I used to read Elin Harris as well. Said I read the second installment of Waiting to Hell in Hell. I put it down, didn't get halfway through it. I never tried it. So I used to love VC Andrews. Never read VC Andrews. Not up on VC Andrews, but I did read Elin Harris. Like Elin Harris was popular during the time that books were turning into stage plays as well. Because stage plays, like, they're not as popular now. Like back then, stage plays were really popular along with the book circuit. Yes, you said, wait, Alex Cross the detective. Yes, James Patterson is the creator of Alex Cross. So if you like Alex Cross has a whole series. And those books are really good. Said last one, Tiana Taylor, new boyfriend, Ricky, what's his name? Oh yeah, they named him earlier. It would just be if he can get the vernacular down because he has such a rich um, English accent. Because Ricky Santiago would have like Hispanic, like Spanish inflections and a New York accent. So it'd be interesting if he could pull those both off. White Lines by Tracy Brown and Chasing Destiny by Eric Jerome Dickey. Now, I used to read Eric Jerome Dickey for sure. Yeah, I just watched the last Alex Cross installment, the show that they got on, I want to say, is it Prime, Amazon Prime? That's a nice one too. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Now he can play the adult Midnight. Hold on, let's. That's a nice piece of chocolate too, y'all. I ain't gonna even lie. He was walking down the street in one of them scenes. I was like, is he bow-legged? Oh my word. I ain't gonna tell you to arrest me, but you walk by a couple more times. Woo, that was a nice casting decision. To him and his brother. It's another one? Lord Jesus. Oh, have mercy. Would you say, ooh, Alex, detect me? Not detect me. Listen, I can't even be mad at you. Hold on. Woo, hold on. Mr. Officer, Mr. Officer. I don't even play with police. Look at them all serious for no reason. Ooh, I sat down and watched all 8 episodes in one day. Don't let me find the video, y'all, where he's strolling by all nice and bow leg. We'll just be watching it like it's a gift. Oh, said I'm currently reading The Diamond Empire by Quan. It's good so far. I haven't read that. So he was the original Derwin in the game. Was he? Lord have mercy. I would still be watching it right now. Damn, Melanie lost out. I mean, the other one, he, he, he cute. Damn. Say one more. The cute actor with the green eyes from Grey's Anatomy. Hmm. Hmm. Interesting. Sounds like they need to recast this movie, y'all, and actually put it out this time. If they stick to the original script and just update the fashions and the music, I think it would be a heck of a movie. I think that whoever said 50 Cent could produce it, if it's not 50 Smith, Lord, I must be sleepy. If it's not 50 Cent, I think it should be Tasha Smith. I think Tasha Smith would be a really great director for the screen version of this movie. 50 Smith. See, they should work together. But I think, if it's not 50 Cent, I think Tasha Smith would do an excellent job. She does a really great job directing. So, if it ain't one, it could be the other one. So you heard it here first. Baby, listen, surprised the shit out of me too. 50 Smith. But either way though, I think we came up with some good ideas for if they were to actually make it a stage production this time, like a big screen production. Um, Tiana Taylor, if they could keep her youthful enough instead of sultry, I think she could be a good winter. 50 Smith Productions. Y'all is funny. Oh man. I think she could make a good winter if they could keep her youthful. Ooh, winter was something else. To y'all that haven't read this yet, buckle up, cause winter was a mess. You said now watch in a few weeks we're gonna hear something about the movie being made. We want our 20%. We already sat here and figured out who's gonna be in it. They better not leave us out. I witnessed all of y'all and y'all witnessed me. Damn it. We already sat here and put this together. We want our money. Said right. They gotta give Angel her portion for speaking it into existence. I said it was we. We as a team, damn it. We spoke this into existence. Say Jesse Williams. Yes, that's his name. Okay, Miguel, that'd be interesting. He said Precious don't have nothing on Winter. Sure in the hell don't. Winter, ooh, baby, Winter was something else. I'm not gonna give any descriptions of what type of character Winter was. All I can tell you is it was several times in that book she made me so mad I spiked my book on the floor, y'all. You said For the Love of Sunny is a good book. I'm gonna check that out. I'm gonna definitely check that out. Yeah, Winter used to make me so mad. I would be ready to just throw the book on the floor, y'all, and then get mad because I got to see what's about to happen. So I pick it back up and keep reading. Like that girl agitated me so bad. Winter reminds me of a Foxy Brown type. I think Foxy in the 90s, if this had to come out, I think she would have played a great Winter. Said we all wanted to slap some sense in the winter. I'm telling y'all, she made me so mad. I punted my book on the floor a couple of times. Like, I can't take it. Then I had to hurry up and pick it up and figure out what was about to happen. Please go get a nail clipper. Please exit my video. How about that? Because, baby, you don't have to be here, but the nails will be here every single week. Ooh. Say, what about Malibu Mitch? Malibu Mitch might make a cute Winter. Hold on, wait a minute. For those of you who haven't seen Malibu Mitch, hold on. First of all, spell it right. That's Malibu Mitch. For those of you who don't know who she is. Okay, Lola Brooke would be interesting. I think Malibu Mitch would fit a little bit better. Like this picture right here definitely looks like something that Winter would call herself doing. Like that's Malibu Mitch as well. So I think Malibu Mitch would give off the look of a young Winter before Winter got caught up. So I think that's a good one. Thank you for that suggestion. I never even thought of that one. You said, LOL, I definitely wanted to slap Winter, and I definitely hated the second book in the Winter series. JT would be good. Okay. We just got to remember when the story starts, Winter is 16 years old. She's like 15 going on 16 years old. So we got to remember that Winter has to somewhat, some way, come off youthful. Because by the end of the first book, I want to say like the whole first book is like the span of a year. So she started the book at 15. She ends the book at 16. I want to say 16 before she turns 17. And then when she comes back, she's a little older. Malibu Mitch is in her 30s, isn't she? She is, from what I believe. But remember what I said earlier. Stacey Dash played Dion in the Clueless movie at 31 years old. So that's what I mean. If they can still, make her look youthful, they can pull it off. Say Malibu Mitch looks youthful. Yeah, as long as they can pull off her looking youthful, I think it could work. Because that's the one thing about a lot of black actors. They usually play roles where they're like 10 to 20 years older than the character that they're playing. So that, if they could keep her looking young, because you got to think, if she's 16, she can kind of play in the gap where she could look like she's possibly up to like maybe old enough to get in the club, maybe like 20, 21, 22. Like she can look a little older because let's remember the girls in the 90s were very fashion forward. They were in the nightclubs. They were into, adult activities. So she doesn't have to look like, a little librarian, but she doesn't need to look like, you know, she going to punch a clock, if you get what I mean. Why, thank you. Jesus loves you very much as well. But I think for this generation, it's almost kind of slim pickings on, who can play Winter as far as the famous girls are concerned. We might have to kind of like go outside the box and pick somebody that we've never seen before. Like, one of the more up and coming girls. But I enjoyed this conversation, y'all. For those of you that have not read the book, please come back and update us about how you feel about the book. Because I promise you, you're going to read this book and Winter is going to take you on a roller coaster of thoughts, feelings, and emotions, because you have to remember that her mind is still, a little girl. So certain decisions she makes, no matter how grown she is, she's not mature as she thinks she is. And it comes across when you see her thought process. But y'all, I'm going to go ahead and end it over here on Station Head so I don't forget to close this out and I can save this one. You all have a wonderful evening and I love y'all. And see you next week, same time, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube. And catch me on Station Head. Good night, Station Head. Talk to you next week. Okay. There we go. Oh, Miss Conceited. You said Lulu Cartel is some spellbound reading. I have to check that out. I haven't really dug into any books lately. Like, books were my thing. Like, I would go to Walden Books, Borders Books, y'all, and I would spend the day at the bookstore. I would skim through everything, all the latest, hottest books. I read like a chapter or two, decide what I want to buy. Yeah, I would come out the bookstore looking like I was buying groceries. So also, I thought I was a fly girl after I read that first book. I was like 14 years old. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, y'all are funny. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up, y'all. I love y'all. Y'all have a wonderful evening. Everyone in membership, I will see you tomorrow night at 8 p.m. for membership. Y'all, we got so much to talk about in membership, considering all of the foolishness that's going on around us right now. You said Ashley and Jaquavius wrote that cartel series. They are husband and wife. I'm gonna have to check them out. Oh, Brianna, thank you, thank you. Everybody that's in tarot class, be prepared on Monday. I am teaching you how to read gypsy cards. So if you have a regular pack of playing cards, poker cards, I'm going to teach you how to read with these. This is what we're doing on Monday. And then I'll teach you how to not only read with those, but let's say you want to do tarot, you can do the tarot and then use these as clarifiers. Either way, we're going to learn how to read gypsy style with regular poker cards. Said I have so much to catch up on at our membership in tarot. Baby, I got so much to catch up on too, because I got a whole lot more I gotta upload. So y'all, I'm going through the vault with all of my old videos. Please be a little patient with me. Apparently, I didn't put titles on a lot of these videos, so I'm going through them, listening to them, so I can title them and then upload them. So when you got almost 1,000 videos, it take a minute. But expect to get some new readings in the vault. For those of you that are not in membership, the vault readings are readings that I did from all the way back in 2020 during quarantine up until like maybe 2023. And those readings are going up in membership. And I always put, the date that the reading was originally done. So it kind of makes my heart smile that y'all was interested in those old videos because I didn't think anybody would care. That's an interesting question. Pat, I don't remember seeing you in here. Angel, do you do massages too? I used to be a licensed, a nationally licensed and accredited massage therapist. So yes, I used to, but not anymore as far as, working as a therapist, but I have enough years under my belt now to teach. So when you teach massage therapy, you have to have, I want to say at least 5 years active working. I first became licensed as a massage therapist, nationally licensed in 2004. My modalities were medical massage, clinical sports massage, neonatal, and postnatal. So I want to say up until I got hurt in the car accident, I worked with a lot of athletes and I used to have to do a lot of heavy lifting, be able to pick them up, turn them over, um, do muscle manipulation and all that types of stuff. But once I hurt my back, I had to recover and rebuild those muscles. So I had to retire from that. But I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, y'all. I will see everybody in membership tomorrow night and expect a pop-up live for the movie Sinners. No, and please remember it's going to say Sinners, spoiler alert. So that will be coming up soon. Until next time, y'all, I love y'all. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Have a wonderful evening. And good night, y'all. I'll see y'all soon. Okay, wait a minute.